It's 36 degrees, the sun is out in all its glory here at Dubai International Cricket Stadium for match number 12. It's the Sapphires up against the Falcons. And as we take a quick look at the points table and how they're looking, we've got the Sapphires going into this next game rearing for a win. And they need to make sure that they win it in order for them to be in contention for the semi-final spot. And we've got Barmy Army and Team Spirit qualifying for that semi-final spot with 11 points. And welcome to the SDG Fairbreak Invitational Tournament. My name is Lesego Boe, and as you can see with all my smile and excitement, I'm looking forward to today's game. And I know someone else that's looking forward to today's game is Isabel Duncan. Izzy, it's good to have you join us. Let's directly go into the Sapphires. I mean, they desperately need a win. Tell me how important it is for them to win it.
Well, it's do or die for them. I mean, they're fighting for their lives in this. They have to win it, and grabbing the bonus point as well would be useful. We know for the Falcons, of course, they only need that bonus point to be safe. But for the Sapphires, it means everything. So they need to put out their best team today.
Mm-hmm. And that best team, do you think Gabby Lewis will continue to be included in that list? Or maybe we might see someone else be part of that starting 11 for the Sapphires?
That's right. I mean, they have opened with Villani and Gabby Lewis. They've stuck with that. But it looks like Gabby Lewis will be dropped from this team. Maybe she's ill, I don't know. And Mariam Omar of Kuwait will be in her place and opening, which is a surprise. But we're very pleased about it. She batted very well yesterday. She got 26 not out. It was a flashy innings. And she has earned her place opening the batting.
And about 290 runs were scored yesterday. And it looked like it's a batting-friendly wicket. But also there's something there for the spinners as well.
There are some bare patches at the ends of the pitch, and I think for the spinners we might see a bit of Tipock today, and also of course Grace Harris, who was amazing yesterday. She took for 5 for 22 and a hat trick. So we're looking forward to seeing some spin. We've got some wrist spin in there as well. Okay,
we'll continue talking about the wrist after, but let's quickly go to the pitch report.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mariam Omar. I'm here playing for the Sapphires. Getting a closer look at the pitch today. So this is a bit of a pitch report. This is the same pitch that we played on yesterday. So it's nice and flat. It's got a bit of grass on it. So the ball might come on a little bit skiddy, but timing is the key. Last night we played on it and it was night conditions. This is an afternoon game, so heat is a factor. There's a bit of humidity in the weather, so we've got to be wary of that as players. I guess nothing different that we've done yesterday. We just have to hold, our shapes a little bit longer, get the timing right, and bat on, I guess, and adapt to the conditions. The weather, there's a bit of breeze as well, which is really nice. We'll try and capitalise on that and play our best cricket.
Let's hope that they'll be able to play their best cricket today. Let's head over to Mel Farrell, who's on standby for the coin toss.
Well, it is time for the coin toss for a match that could have big implications for this tournament. And I'm joined by Captain Susie Bates and Sana Mir. I've also got here with me Elle Williams, who's representing Fairbreak, and match referee Chandra Fitz. So, Elle, would you like to do the honours? I know you've been practising. Tails is the call. It's a tail. Gonna have a bowl. Susie Bates, you're back. Nice to have you back. Why have you decided to have a bowl?
I think just the nature of the competition and where it's at, and we've found chasing getting that bonus point, which will help us get through to the semi-finals. So that's the reason for the option today. But a really good wicket, we don't think it's going to change much.
Yeah, of course, a win will get you there, but just that bonus point will. So we can expect to see, I'm sure you're going pretty hard in those first 10 overs?
Hopefully. I think that bonus point's added a real nice dynamic to the tournament. It's the first time we've played that rule, and it's worked in our favour chasing, so we're going to stick with what's worked with us so far.
Okay, and how are you feeling feeling? Danny Wyatt's been doing the job for you while you've been away?
Yeah, we just paper, scissors, rock to see who'd carry on, but she did a pretty good job. But I think, I was the original captain, and it's nice to be back out on the park and, not have our full strength team quite yet, but hopefully we can get through to the semis and get everyone back on the park.
Oh, she said it was a hard job. I think she's happy to hand it back over to you. Good luck this afternoon.
Thanks, Mel.
Sana, unfortunately no win for the toss. What would you have liked to have done?
I think we would have also liked to bowl first for the reason that Susie mentioned, that in this competition bonus points have a big implication and we need to win with bonus point in order to qualify. But we are going to now approach this batting innings with that intent that we can post a total in the 10 overs and then in 20 overs.
Yeah, it is a simple equation for you today. You do need to win this match. Does that change anything for you?
We just have to have some changes in the team. Jade comes in, she has only played one game and she's a full member, so she comes in for Gabby Lewis, and we have got Kim Garth in for Natasha.
Okay, well, all the best this afternoon.
Thank you.
Hope you go well.
Thanks a lot.
So there you go. The Falcons have won the toss and they're going to have a bowl first.
And let's have a quick look at how the starting 11 for the Sapphires is looking like. After yesterday's brilliant performance from Miriam Omar, she comes up and opens with Elise Villani. We also seen the inclusion of Jade Allen and also Christine Villano. That's how the starting 11 for the Sapphires is looking like. And I'll ask Izzy to move over to the next team and give us their starting 11.
Well, it's a huge bonus to have the captain back in the side, coming in at number 3. She's been crook for a couple of games. ANTI-PIRACY at the top is the leading run scorer. Has hit the most sixes as well. So that top order looks daunting to me. There's a bit of bowling down there. Jahamara Alam is a fantastic bowler, and she brings a bit of glamour to the pitch. We've also got some left arm as well. And Satish, we like the look of her bowling too. And Tipok, I think, with her off-spin will be interesting.
Izzy, I just want to bring you in quickly. Susie Bates is coming back. How instrumental is she going to be finally back in the side?
Well, she's a great leader, so they'll be pleased to have her back. And she's also sublime with the bat. She's hit 60 not out. And she'll lead from the front, and coming in at number 3, it really does enforce that top order for them and will give them reassurance just to grab that extra bonus point, because that is all they need at this stage.
I know Grace Harris was incredible yesterday with bat and ball. Who are you expecting to see to be able to help this team be able to get over the line today?
Yes, I think really it's going to have to be other bowlers that will take over, and batters. I think with the openers, Mariam Omar, of course, will need to step up. We saw a lot of her yesterday with her 26 not out. She showed great confidence. She's blossomed as a player. She's one of the associate members. And we look forward to seeing her today. We were actually calling for her to be elevated up the order and promoted from the commentary room yesterday. So we're very pleased to see that. So there'll be a lot of pressure on her opening, but I think she will grow in the big occasion.
And what are your predictions? I want to know who you're going for. Is it the Falcons or will it be Team Sapphires for the win today?
Well, I think with the addition of Susie Bates, that's done it for me for the Falcons, having been ill and making her comeback. And with ANTI-PIRACY absolutely on fire with that blistering century in that first game, 107 not out. She's got 191 runs in the tournament. So she's looking electric, and it's really an overwhelming top order there for the Falcons. Difficult to overcome.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your contribution always. And let's wait and see how this next game is going to unfold. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's go straight to today's game and do enjoy.
Welcome to match 12 of the SGG Fairbreak Invitational 2022 between the Sapphires and the Falcons. A game the Sapphires have to win to stay in the competition and where the Falcons can secure their Final Four berth. Seeing here the Falcons haven't played for 4 days, but they were impressive, chasing on a couple of occasions to start their campaign on 9 points. And the Sapphires were soundly beaten last night by the Barmy Army. They're languishing in second last position. This is their final group game. Here they're the Falcons, who have got Susie Bates back today. Have won the toss and elected to field first, which has been the custom throughout the competition more often than not. But batting first in the day has worked 4 out of 5 times. So interesting dynamic on that front. Looks like we're seeing 2 Australians opening the batting here in Grace Harris and Elise Villani. Harris was carded at 3. Going to come in to open with Villani. And great news to have Susie Bates back leading the Falcons today. She missed a couple of games through illness, but returns today to lead the team. So Elise Villani, she made an unbeaten 62 against the Warriors in that fantastic 10-wicket win, but other than that, a couple of starts, a genuine match winner. And Grace Harris should have been a match winner last night, really. She got off to a flying start and secured the Sapphires the bonus point, but then they fell in a heap, a 3 for 10 collapse, and that was that. She also picked up a hat-trick and a fifer with the ball, an impressive all-rounder from Queensland. Angie Gurung from Bhutan, setting herself up to take the first over, charged with that responsibility. She's bowled the second over a number of times in the comp, but getting first crack here from the Emirates Road end. She bet back Sophia Dunkley's middle stump, her 1 wicket of the tournament. It was a big moment. Adam Collins on commentary to begin. I've got Georgie Heath with me.
Hello to you, Adam. Yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. This Sapphires trying to bounce back after last night, and Falcons looking to get flying again after a few days rest.
So starting with 2 out on the leg side in the shade, a deep backward square and a deep mid wicket.
Let's play.
Lauren Ackenbach, the central umpire, calls play. We're away in match 12 of Fairbreak Invitational. Off the mark with an easy single, Gurung. And fielding off her own bowling. Yeah, the Sapphires had a big opportunity last night, didn't they, Georgie? Ahead at the halfway mark of their chase. They did so well to restrict the Barmy Army with 6 late wickets. An extraordinary collapse there towards the end. Harris was the catalyst for that, now opening the batting. But couldn't stick the landing, and it's a costly loss when you look at how congested that table is.
Yeah, it was an unpredictable game yesterday. Swings and roundabouts, and you wouldn't normally expect a hat-trick and fifer to be on the losing side.
Yeah, they lost by just, in the end, 6 runs, which might have flattered the Sapphires a bit given the way the chase played out, but it gives a sense of the opportunity missed.
Yeah, there was some good hitting at the end, though, from Mariam Omar and Shabnam Ismail. Spoke to Mariam afterwards, and her theory was see ball, hit ball.
That's certainly Harris's approach over a long stretch of time. She's been a mainstay of the Women's Big Bash League, Grace Harris. Got a fabulous record at domestic level. Is sneaking down the leg side, but won't be signalled a wide. As we've said a couple of times, but a reminder to new watchers that we're using the MCC interpretation of leg side wides as opposed to the ICC, which in practice means that a little bit more leniency for the bowlers. Harris off the mark as well. Yeah, she made 31 from 20 yesterday, Harris. Doing well inside the power play. Recalled to the Australian squad last summer for the Women's Ashes. Hasn't had a chance to bat yet, though. She played 2 games. One was a washout and the other, Australia won convincingly, and she wasn't required. A long time in the international wilderness, despite all of those domestic runs. Good start from Gurung. Just 3 runs coming from the first over after being sent in the Sapphires 3 without loss. Danny White, she was a skipper for a couple of games there, and she gives the armband back to Susie Bates today, Georgie.
Yeah, she didn't do too badly as a skipper, though. Obviously, we know she's vice-captain in England in the Southern Brave. But, yeah, so just look at these teams there. Susie Bates back in. The battle of the captains there. Susie Bates and Sana Mir, 2 real stalwarts of the women's game.
Susie Bates and Tina Goff in for the Falcons today. Kim Garth, Jade Allen and Christine Levino returning to the Sapphires team. Jahanara Alam, the Bangladesh attack leader, getting the second over. Usually she's bowled the first. Switching it up. Danju Gurung.
Yeah, that iconic eyeliner that we're so used to now on Jahanara Alam. Fantastic Bangladeshi player. Best of 5 for 28 there. She's good up top for the Falcons, and yeah, they're looking to get back into the game here after 3 days off, while Sapphires are going to need to go big, I think, today.
Yeah, her most important spell of the comp so far was probably against the Barmy Army. 1 for 26 against them, but knocked over Heather Knight. Just when Knight was moving through the gears, the Barmy Army and England captain. As you say, that iconic look, headband, makeup, sunscreen, and shoes, of course, as well. In she comes. Ooh. Turned down. Just that shuffle down the track, I suspect, would have gone in Villani's favour there. They'll be fairly convinced it's hitting in line after getting outside the off stump. It was hitting in line. So height would have been the only concern. Their Polisac, central umpire, turning it down. No DRS in this comp. Should be 2. And there is.
Oh, you don't want to be running 2s out there in this heat right now, but I guess Villani and Harris, 2 very fit players. They're into their stride here. Look, here's Villani. She just shuffles down, gives herself room and clips it down there. Oh, but no, yeah. She just got so far up the wicket, she was all right there, but Jahanara perhaps unlucky on that, given not out.
He got 24 of 20 against the Barmy Army last night. They were looking pretty good in the power play. And it fell away against another Bangladeshi, Ramana Ahmed, the leg spinner, took 3 for in a hurry. Spot on from Jahanara. they've had a very strange competition, the Sapphires. That 10-wicket victory, rampaging victory, to get themselves on the board in their second game was against the Warriors, who are out of the competition now after being defeated yesterday. 3 losses where the batting's backfired on all 3 occasions. A really good over from Jahanara Alam. 2 gone. The Sapphires 5 without loss. So the Sapphires started with a 17-run loss to the Tornadoes. They were set a modest target and never looked close to it. Then that thrashing of the Warriors where they hauled down 133 with a couple of overs to spare. Thrashed by the Spirit by 55 runs and the Barmy Army by 6 runs last night. So change in field here, a long on for Grace Harris. No one at deep backward square, no one at fine leg. She try and look to shuffle across her stumps. Goes the other way. Oh, drop catch at cover. In and out.
Yeah, she just gave herself room, just like you were saying there, Adam. She's looked to go over, and I think it's Tina Goff out on the circle there. Yeah, the German international, she got her both hands to it, and you feel like that should have been taken. You can see the despair on Andrew Gurung there. That would have been such a flying start there for the Falcons to get the dangerous, informed Grace Harris, who's smiling about that.
Yeah, Tina Goff, I feel for her a bit. Hasn't had a chance to bat yet in the competition. She has got an international 100 to her name last year against Austria. She dropped a catch at backward point sub-fielding a couple of days ago in their most recent game. She's carded to come in at 5 in the chase. I hope she bats. She'll be feeling it, knowing that she's put down a player like Grace Harris. That could be very costly.
Yeah, you wonder, after all the excitement of last night, the hat-trick, the fifer, the run chase, the look like they might get there, look like they might not, the Sapphires have had to go home, fuel up, rest up, and get back out there to bat within hours almost. So it's a quick turnaround for them, so it'll be interesting to see how they're feeling at this point. Susie Bates obviously feeling better there for the Falcons. It's nice to have her back, but it'll be an interesting test for the Sapphires side, especially knowing they need to win this game.
They go back to the deep backward square when Villani's on strike, mid-on inside the circle. Well bowled. Bowling to her field. I almost sniffed a surprise that Bates selected to field first when winning the toss. In the 5-day games we've had so far out of these double headers, 4 have been won by the team batting first, including yesterday by the Spirit convincingly against the Warriors. 7 of 11 games all up have been won by the team batting first. Yet now 10 out of 12 in terms of the tosses, and the captain putting in the side. So yeah, there's a bit of a disconnect there between what we're seeing at the toss and in the final result, especially in the afternoon game.
Yeah, just on that, I was thinking perhaps it's, you know, they're looking at that bonus point and they know they're going for that chase. Perhaps they come out, they've got the big hitters at the top there. We've seen what ANTI-PIRACY's been able to do in this tournament, and maybe just the bonus point is what's on the brain first, and then the winner's about extra on top of that.
Yeah, they did chase well in the first game and the second. They won by 8 wickets against the Warriors and 8 wickets against the Barmy Army, mostly because of the woman in screen there. Really well bowled again. Changing the field. Villani takes the single down to long on, 11 without loss after 3. So if the Falcons get the bonus point alone, to go to your point, Georgie, if they get to 10, they will make the semi-finals. So that might have informed Susie Bates' decision, knowing that they'll have that equation in their mind after 20 overs. But it's hard yakka fielding in the heat. The Sapphires need to win. They need all 4 points today to get to 9 to give themselves any chance of making the semi-finals. Tornado's already 1 foot into the final 4. Clever. Milani backing her eye here into position nice and early and getting low, which is such an important part of that shot. Didn't quite get it fine enough for a boundary. Deep third and long leg outside the circle. So mid-on is up. Mid-wicket is up. And no sweeper on the offside, with the exception of deep third. Tenagok misfield. Spills away from mid-wicket. Through for the single. A tough start for the German. Hot out there again today. It's hot every day, of course, in the afternoon in Dubai, but I've seen a couple of tosses where captains have actually cited the afternoon heat as to why they wanted to bat first and make it tough for the fielding team in the sun. By the time we reach the second innings of this game, the shadow would have covered the majority of the ground. It's a lot easier to field second. Bashundhara saw Villani, who went so early that she was able to pull out.
Yeah, we've seen her do that a few times in this tournament, Bashundhara. She's a wily player there. Yeah, Villani had moved so early. It was almost as if, you know, when you go to hit it and you completely miss and you feel like you should have made contact. She was ready for it to hit her bat there and it just never came.
And bowlers should do that more often. When they see a batter coming, they should pull out. They're within their rights to do so. Shuffling again, Villani. Good contest. Bashundhara has conceded just 5 runs from 9 deliveries so far. We'll see the spin of Tipok soon enough, I'm sure. The back of the hand slower balls. Shukla from Sweden. Bebet the lead. Carded at 4, but maybe she'll come in at the 4, the first wicket. Mariam Omar was on the team sheet as opening, but already made that one adjustment, keeping their options open. Bet mid-wicket now. The fielder outside the circle on the onside for Harris. That's the direction she goes, but it's straight enough and good enough. Harris gets the second boundary of the game. She moves into double figures. I mentioned that Grace Harris got her way back into the Australian squad by weight of runs in the Big Bash last year, 420 of them. Average in the mid-30s, always strikes well. Got a couple of Big Bash hundreds, including the quickest ever in the history of that tournament. Nice early assertive call there from Harris to get through comfortably. Team there striking at 1, 2, 3. Played for a couple of clubs in the Big Bash across the journey. Made her international debut back in 2015. Hasn't played many times for Australia, but there and thereabouts at the moment. She was in the squad for the recently completed World Cup, where Australia were typically outstanding. It's hobbling a little bit at the end, completing that run though. Last ball here. So Villani to the danger end, but again, Harris wasn't sprinting. So end of 4 overs, Sapphires 20 without loss. This looks to be favouring her right side there, Harris. Susie Bates' model of concentration. Didn't quite get the collect and flick in one motion. Nice super slow-mo stuff there. We're being broadcast in 141 countries around the world. The SDG Fairbreak Invitational, inaugural edition of this tournament, 2022. Wherever we find you, welcome, one and all. Our first bowling change. Gurung sent down 2 tight overs. She's being replaced by the veteran Tipok.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be watching in Thailand. There's a few Thai players out there, and we know what their fans are like. We saw them at that World Cup last year. The year before last, I should say. Just a single off the first. Picked up cleanly by Susie Bates this time. Yeah, we saw how much that Thailand team just caught everyone's attention during that Women's World Cup back in 2020, Adam, didn't we?
It's a great story about growth in the women's game. Side edge there. We've spent a lot of time reflecting on the Brazil story, the Hong Kong story through the course of the last couple of days. But yeah, Thailand is the model they're all looking at. And they're rolling it down off the index finger. Oncharonkai, the wicketkeeper here as well, so... Ooh, Harris up, down towards long on, hanging in the air, parried over the rope. Had the elevation, not quite the contact, but just enough after spilling through the hands of the captain. Grace Harris wanted it, went early. Bates got to the contest, just over the bar. First 6 of the game.
Yeah, you feel like even if she had kept hold of that.
And again, that's more convincing. That's gone a long way. Well over the rope. And that's to the long side of the ground as well. Back-to-back sixes. Harris very much in the game. Strike rate up at 200. Again, going early here, Georgie. Picking up the length, waiting for the ball to arrive and swinging as hard as she can.
Yeah, the ball before, she got hold of it, but not quite like this. It probably would have gone over even if Bates had got it, but this one, there was no one getting anywhere near that unless they were sat about 20 rows back almost.
And bowled! What a response from Tipok. Harris went back in the crease this time, changed her own plan and rewarded accordingly. Harris falls inside the power play for 24. And Tipok gets the first wicket of the game, Georgie Heath.
Yeah, Tipok, great recovery here and has just taken out the middle stop of Grace Harris, who's looking to swing over into the offside. She's disappointed by that one, but the Falcons are flying again. We've seen that Falcons celebration, and they brought it out again as the wily Tipok there sends Grace Harris on her way for 24. The Sapphires, 33 for 1.
The Dutch vice-captain in at 3. Good diving stop there from Bashundhara. So an eventful over, 13 runs and the wicket coming. 33 for 1 the score. So the first 6 there tipped over the bar, and the second went a long way, and for reasons that are best explained by Grace Harris, she changed strategy and she was gutted with the result. Tip-off, the veteran, gets the wicket inside the power play just when Harris was looking dangerous.
The breakthrough, and almost literally a breakthrough, all crashing into Grace Harris's middle star. Good revenge. Swan and Tipok. That allows Andrew Gurung from Bhutan to come back. 2 tidy overs from her with a new ball. She's got a change of ends. She starts her 3rd over. Isabel Duncan with me. It's a lot of action when Grace Harris was there, but she's now gone.
There it is again, making room, and it's a big heave-ho, and it's bowled by Tipok, the veteran of Thailand, 35 years old. Tidy bowling from her. That'll be her 2nd wicket of the tournament. Jubilant, that's a big scalp.
Bowled Goring again. Is a play on here. The throwing in this tournament has been outstanding. That wasn't a direct hit, but very close.
Here it is. She makes the ground just. It's a great throw. I've admired the fielding and direct hits in this tournament. She's safe.
Andrew Gurung certainly keeps you honest. Bhutan Internationals got the highest number of wickets for Bhutan in T20 internationals. Deshin Wenmo.
She's great with the new ball.
A little over pitch, but that's the way to go in T20. You bowl to your field. You don't mind bowling a half volley if it's the right line. We're in the power play, so there's 5 fielders just on the offside inside that fielding ring. It's 23 metres. Don't ask me what that is in yards at 10%. And 1 on the leg, or 2 on the leg side with the mid on. But the line is immaculate.
Yeah, I like that combination with the new ball of Andrew Gurung, the left arm medium bowler, and with Bashundhara at the other end. They both took the new ball, and it's great to have that left arm right arm combination. Beginning of the power play.
A little miserly as well, Andrew. Just a tick under 4.5 and over. Full middle. This time they bet the lead. Just works it, shapes around the leg side. There's a gap there, but she can only pick up a single. That's 6 overs gone. Another good one from Andrew Gurung. It's 35 for 1. That was a drop catch early. And then, well, it's a drop catch, but I'm not putting that down as one. I know it was parried for 6. Grace Harris, 6 and out. Clever bowling. Laura knocking back from South Africa says that's the end of the power play. So 6 gone. Tipok back on. Little fumble, so they'll come back for the second. And we've got Mel Farrell downstairs with a guest.
Yes, I'm down here with Kerry Chan, who's been one of the most entertaining players I think we've seen during this Fairbreak Invitational. It's been wonderful to watch you, Kerry. Can you give our viewers an idea of just your journey to where you are now and how you ended up playing cricket?
Yeah, so I was 13. When I was 13, I studied in a Chinese school, but it's so lucky that that moment have a cricket coach came to our school and promote cricket. So I have no idea what's mean cricket when I was young. So I go to play and I love it. But after that, I tell my mom, oh, I play cricket. And she said, okay, cricket, then it's mean baseball. So even now, she still think I'm a baseball player.
Did you play baseball at all? Because a lot of players have played baseball and that's helped with their fielding.
I played once or twice, but not many. Yeah, so that's why like many times my mom's friend come to say to me, oh, you play baseball. I know baseball too. I say, I'm not a baseball player.
So give us a bit of an idea about how cricket is back home, because obviously Hong Kong has been a great part of this tournament. Give us an idea of where it is, because you've been doing so well in amongst all those associate nations.
Yeah, so we are quite development, let more local to understand this sport, because this is quite an international sport in Hong Kong. So mostly for the export, like foreigner to play it. But now it's getting better, and like even I'm going out, the people ask me what you play. I say I play cricket, and they say, oh, cricket, and they know what's that. So it's getting better, and also like our association is really supporting us, and then keep giving us some like facility and then some like materials for like cricket training.
And what's this meant to you, this tournament?
Oh, like it's amazing. Like I can play against so many like international players that I only can see them on the TV. And also like when I stand in the field, I can see them to bat in front of me, or when I bowl to them. So sometimes my hands are a bit sweating because I'm a bit nervous.
Oh, it's been great to watch you. Good luck with the game today.
Thank you very much.
Terrific interview with Kerry Chan. Terrific finish to the over 2 from Elise Villani. It's 46 for 1 off 7. As Kerry Chan was wrapping up that interview, that's the way Elise Villani put the exclamation point on it. That's a vicious cover drive.
Well, the big surprise being that we haven't got Gabby Lewis, who opening with Villani. We were expecting Mariam Omar to open as well, but she's dropped down the order a bit.
Well, the representatives from the South Coast are there. It's the former mayor of Narooma, Lindsay Brown, his wife Lynn. They are well represented by the top of the political tree. The former mayor, I've got to say, but he's actually also on the Fairbreak management. Part of the genesis of this tournament came out of the South Coast of New South Wales. One goes wide. Not sure if there was a nick on that. Must be a keeping though.
Yes, Lindsay and Lynn came along to Cheyenne Barty's museum the other night. A fantastic trip over there. Treasure trove of memorabilia.
That might have been an inside edge. I'll just go on the bowler's reaction. It hasn't been her day, with a few sharp chances. Dropped it cover, dropped it long on. Is this an inside edge? I think it is, but I mean, they're impossible to catch.
Yeah, when you're standing up like that. This late swing as well, left arm late swing, swinging it like Wazim. That's her strap line. Rung of Bhutan.
Terrific job so far from Anju. 15 balls for 13. Sorry, 21 balls for 13. Good T20 stuff. Bowls were fielded very well. Key to T20 economy.
She learnt all her cricket playing with men and boys in the streets of Bhutan. There wasn't any women's cricket. She's a tough old cricketer.
Delayed pulls. Flat short. Good shot for a tall batter. But I saw when first video I saw of the Bhutanese team practicing, and it was Andrew bowling and doing fielding drills. I couldn't see any flat spots in the background. It's so hilly, mountainous, not hilly, mountainous. So I said, wait, is there room for a cricket ground there somewhere?
You have to get a steamroller up.
Balls two, they don't get it. Fielding's too good. In that video I saw, they were diving around left, right. The coach was smacking the ball hard, and they were diving left, right, and centre, and they did their fielding drills on. It looked like a very hard surface. The chops at that one. That's a bit of a ungainly slog, and there's no run. 8 gone. The Sapphires are 50 for 1.
Yeah, well, Andrew Gurung, extra training for her during COVID. She trained with the Thai girls to prepare for this Fairbreak competition. She's so determined and single-minded about her cricket and wants to improve herself. And this is the place to do it. This is the platform. This is the stage. The whole world is watching here. The whole of Bhutan, certainly.
ANTI-PIRACY is bowling a key over here. Because there's a game within a game right here, right now. Bonus point is 11 balls away. Now, Sapphires are a little fortunate early on. That was a tough one to Tina Goff. Can't say that was too easy either. Parried for 6. Short, pulled away. Villani gets 4. ANTI-PIRACY drops one short. And the bounce in this pitch is so consistent. You can rely on it. A little bit of turn, but it turns into the hitting arc. Worked wide. I don't think there's 2 there. Not to Danny Wyatt's arm. So the average bonus point score in this tournament so far is 64. Aaron Chai puts a little inside edge. Another tough one down. The Falcons only need a point to go through. The Sapphires need all 4. So this is the 10 over point. Of course, it'll be the 10 overs in the second innings where it really will be decided. But the score after 10 is very important.
Well, the lead looking to prove herself here. She hasn't shone with the bat yet. We know that she can. And here she is in the shot window. He's the Dutch wicket-keeper. Only 22 years old. And vice-captain of the Dutch team. And a degree in econometrics and operational research. So she's a bit of an egghead to go with it. Also trained at the Gary Kirsten Academy.
This will be 9 off the over. 59 for 1 off 9. That Manhattan describes just how effective taking wickets can be. Just about scoring runs in T20. Every wicket taken is vital. Wicket falls in the 5th. There's a cautious over in the 6th. And it takes time to get in. And our alarm comes back for the 10th over now. I think this is important, and bring back one of your best bowls. It's a 10th over. This is the bonus point territory. This is what this game's about right at the moment.
It's a great dynamic, this bonus point. Introducing the big bash, the last big bash. And it's made it tantalising, the latter stages of this competition.
There are 3, well, there was 4 out, but the long one has come in. Looks like Susie Bates having a chat with Bashundhara. You decide you're going to attack. What line do you want to bowl? You're happy with the field? It may have been just keep pitching out, let her hit down the ground. Don't let the batter play square of the wicket. Wide to the field. Half a chance.
Well, we love it when Bashundhara is bowling. It's real theatre, and she adds glamour to the pitch. She's the bandana queen, all that face paint. Here she is. Tip and run. I think Villani would have been safe. She's running to the danger end. It's Tippock who's got the ball in hand. She grounds her bat beautifully, Villani.
So deep cover, big backward square, a cow corner and a long on. Oh, bad bounce, I've got to say. That'll be 4, but right on the edge of the wicket square, where the bare patch is, where it falls away, it bounced just in front of Tippock there.
Here it is. It's coming in. That's a beautiful shot, but a misfield. Just doesn't get her body behind it there. And Bashundhara is looking forgiving. Apologies all round.
He plays straight. Well, yeah, I mean, you can see it bounced right in the dirt. And she was expecting it to kick up. I think it went sideways and down. That's what you've got to be so careful around the edge of pitch squares, the bare spots in particular. Bashundhara just says what a great teammate and forgiving bowler she is. A lot of bowling aren't quite as forgiving. Well done her. Some pace off that one. They hurry through for 1, they turn, they look, it's not there. Got to do that every ball. Look for that extra single. If there's a little bobble, you take off for 2. Can't stroll singles in this game.
And the average score for 10 overs is 64, so they're over the average here at the Sapphires.
It's a big delivery in that space of this over, because I'm sure Babette the lead will go hard. She wants a boundary. I mean, this is a vital delivery in the match and the tournament for the Sapphires. Need as many as you can for the 10 overs. No run. Oh, it's a victory for Bashundhara. 10 gone. It's 66 for 1.
Changing commentary, my name's Mark Farmer. I'm here with Mel Farrell as this partnership's beginning to build. 33 off 31, Villani and Delede going along nicely.
Yeah, vital partnership here, and it came about because of this only wicket. Tipock claiming the scalp of Grace Harris. She can be boom or bust. She'd just gone boom, but on this occasion, she went bust.
Huge wicket by a very experienced bowler. Tipock's played a lot of cricket for Thailand. So we see a bowling change. It looks like Marina Lamplau might be coming into the bowling attack. Marina plays cricket for Hong Kong but has been based out of New Zealand for her studies. Plays with her skipper Susie Bates at the Otago Sparks. And used a lot in the death overs here. Keep an eye out for the back of the hand slow ball that has proved to be very effective.
Yeah, we've seen pace-off employed with some success in this tournament here in Dubai. Of course, there were no women's T20s played on this ground before the start of this tournament, so it was all a bit of new ground for everyone, really, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what was a good score, a par score. But it's been great to watch them all adapt, work things out, working it out on the job. Experienced Elise Villani, veteran, needing to steer things for the Sapphires. Stood in as captain for Sana Mir for a couple of games while Sana Mir was unwell. She needs to take a leading role here.
Great piece of wicket keeping there. Never easy down the leg side, and she's done a great job for her side tidying that up.
Yeah, they're employing the interpretation of the leg side law that's going to be adopted in cricket by all of cricket when the MCC make their law changes in October, but that one was just a little too wide.
Nice strong shot down the ground. The Sapphires, a very solid start, going a couple of runs over the average 10 over score so far of 64. They're tracking along nicely. They'll want to be going in excess of the average score of around 147 that we've seen across this tournament. Coming up against a Falcons batting lineup that has been firing.
Yes, Sana Mir made that very clear when we spoke at the coin toss. They need the points.
Yeah, and it might be a change in tactics and a blessing for the Sapphires. This is the first time they've batted first in this tournament. The 4 previous occasions, they've bowled first and they've chased.
Certainly the captains have overwhelmingly wanted to bowl first and know what's ahead of them in this tournament so far.
See Villani and Delede quite happy to make the most of the field being spread, a vacant mid-wicket, which has just been changed as we speak.
Well, while we say Villani wants to take the lead, maybe might be time for Delede to take the lead.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry. Blame our director. He put that thought in my head.
Great in concept, probably not the best delivery, but we'll take it.
I should have been a dad. I love a dad joke here. Here's another look at that one. Just straying down the leg side, but she moves a long way back as well, Delede.
Marina going along well here. She'd like to close out this over with no more than a single. Delede has a crack, it's aerial, but it's going to be fielded one bounce, and end of a tidy over, 5 off it. The Sapphires 71 for 1 after 11. And the Fairbreak Effect NFT project, it's officially launched. It's going to be breaking new ground in digital membership and collectibles. Head to fairbreakeffect.com or scan the QR code on screen. Stay up to date with the NFT drops and chat with other fans live. Owners of the NFTs are going to gain a membership that will have exclusive access to the players, competitions, giveaways and future events.
Looks like Gunjan Shukla coming into the attack for the first time today.
It's just squeezed out and it's going to race away. And it's going to go all the way. And that's going to be a 4, a great way to start the over for the Sapphires. Not the type of thing coaches like to see. Never a fan of seeing a boundary off the first or the last ball. Is to lead big wind up and great adjustment to open the face of the bat and let that run away to third man for 4.
Yeah, the left armour coming over the wicket. Ball just carried on though. No one in that region to be able to stop the ball.
Going into the effective tactic we saw last night. Low full tosses seem to be an effective tactic. Every variation of a full toss as we have another look at this big wind up and almost gone through everybody. Deep cover is the way in front, but they're not able to take 2. It's an interesting field. 5 on the leg side, 4 on the offside. And just as I say that, they make a change.
Vastly experienced Susie Bates out there. She's had a couple of games off as well, and they called on Danny Wyatt to come on in. She said she found it very difficult. I think she has new appreciation for the work of Susie Bates. Very experienced head.
Nice shot out to cover, but it's only 1 run. 55-metre boundaries. It's very hard to squeeze in a 2. We have a look at that projected scores we had on the screen earlier. Like we said, average score so far in the tournament, 147. Another nice shot, but no run. So if they're able to tick along nicely, as this partnership is beginning to do, they'll be definitely looking at going that 9 and over 150 plus. If they do that, they'll be in a great position. And a dot to close out the 12th over. The Sapphires 77 for 1. Just the 1 wicket to fall. Harris, when she was absolutely exploding and launching the ball, ended up misjudging and was bowled by Tipak. Takes the outside half. Good piece of bowling by Marina Lamplow. Very good, strong start to her first over, only the 5 off it. And a good start again to this.
It is, and a tricky time for the fielders now. It's that time when the shadow of the stadium's sort of halfway across. You can see fielders on one side squinting as they are in the sun looking into the shade. Hard to keep track of the ball.
Smart cricket. Villani just goes across the stumps and works it into the leg side where there's plenty of space to rotate the strike. It just sort of has that 50 over cricket feel about it at the moment. Just a bit of a holding pattern, happy to rotate the strike, keep things ticking along and a run a ball. And then at some point, we're going to make that decision to take on a bowler and accelerate the innings. Ooh, and that was almost a bit of a sign of that. Delete coming across the stumps, looking to get that ball fine. Just the deep backward square leg.
Yeah, flirting with danger here. Left all the stumps exposed. The ball wasn't on target, but she'd been out of a crease. She might have been in trouble. That ball had been taken cleanly.
Oh, slow and wide and a swing and a miss. There's a good piece of wicket keeping there. It's never easy when you see a batter go across. And we have a look at Marina Lamplower beginning to get a reputation for that back of the hand slow ball. Outstanding seam presentation as that came out the back. Balled out to the deep mid wicket sweeper. There's a fumble. They're going for two and they will make it comfortably.
Yeah, well bowled by Lamplower. She's given up just 3 runs this over, 3 dot balls, and of course that's the key. So we just see this misfield by Danny Wyatt.
Back of the hand again, this time struck powerfully in the gap, but a great bit of fielding. Outstanding piece of fielding. And that's going to conclude the 13th over. The Sapphires building a partnership, 81 for 1.
Just another look at this great bit of fielding by Tirtha Satish. Running around. A few divots out there now. I have to tamp those back down. She did a great job. Boundary fielding been a real feature of this tournament so far.
And Gudjan Shukla going to continue on, the Swedish bowler. Coming on left arm, quite slow and floating. So look at the divots out of the wicket, out of the pitch from that bit of fielding in the outfield. See if we can get Toby and his ground staff to get out there at the halfway point and do a tidy up job. Low full toss, crushed the cover and it's gone through the legs. 4 runs. It had been 12 balls since the last boundary, and the Falcons have left the Sapphires off the hook there with that one. Helpful for the Sapphires. Low toss. Oh, it is. It's through the legs, and it's not one you're going to want to go back and look at the replay. And great cricket from Villani as she follows up the boundary with a 1.
Yeah, Villani, such an experienced campaigner. She's been around for a long time. She had a brilliant WNCL last in the summer in Australia. She's got a century in the final for Tasmania.
Splits the gap again, and they're going to come back for 2. Partnership is now moving to 56. We've seen some great partnerships in this tournament so far. 5 partnerships over 100. The Sapphires will be hoping that Delede and Villani can combine and do something similar.
Well, they've given themselves a good platform to really launch. Only lost 1 wicket. Delede has had a good tournament with the bat.
And an easy single into the vacant mid-wicket area. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing Mariam Omar. She had a fantastic night last night. Struck the ball incredibly well and got the Sapphires close in the end from a very unlikely position.
There you can see, I was just mentioning the WNCL.
And that 1 run will conclude the 14th over. A good one for the Sapphires, 91 for 1. Great partnership this, and you just look at the skyscrapers there. It just gives the sense of what we're watching, of just steady, keeping the score ticking along, and now we're moving into getting close to that last phase of the game where we hope to see some fireworks.
Yeah, saw fireworks earlier. See that the tallest building that was on there? That was Grace Harris doing what Grace Harris does only too well. But Lamplow it is to continue with her 3rd over.
Struck powerfully. It's just going to be the 1 run. Yeah, interesting captaincy this, interesting decision. Marina Lamplow going to go 3 overs on the bounce. Sometimes can work in the favour, the bowler's going well. Other times the batters have had an opportunity to size up the bowler, get a feel of things, and might provide an opportunity for them to attack. Struck hard, but only out to the fielder, and it's just another 1.
And she just takes the pace off the ball so well, Lamplow, and forcing them to generate more of their own power. She's getting plenty of work out there, Danny Wyatt in the deep.
Oh, helpful that she hit the foot behind it. Very helpful, because the hand didn't do much work, I don't think.
Well, quite a few of these players are pretty good at football, I note, as well. That one I think was out of the back of the hand. Villani loves playing that shot. There we go. Nice little stop. As long as you don't tread on it.
Effective. Angled in nicely to the stumps, but Delede up to it and again rotates the strike, and they're going to come back for another on overthrows. Helpful for the Sapphires.
Helpful and pretty rare. We haven't actually seen many runs on overthrows. The teams have generally been really solid in backing up, but on this occasion, nobody at home and not happy.
Another great bit of cricket by Lamplow. She's just got to close this over out now. 5 off it so far. She's doing a fantastic job for her team. Only 14 runs off her 2.5 overs. Pulled away, stopped, and as usual, Mel and I are going to leave, and we're going to hand over to Adam Collins, who gets to commentate the fun stuff at the end. The Sapphires 97 for 1 after 15.
So they're 1 for 66 at the halfway mark. Last 30 balls worth 30 runs. So foundation laid. Can they explode here, the Sapphires, with Villani very much set? The lead's got 3 boundaries to her name as well. Tipok, one of 5 bowlers that Bates has at her disposal for the final stretch here. Adam Collins picking up the call for the first time on our broadcast through the fortnight here in Dubai. I've got Anesha Ghosh with me. Anesha, we're seeing a pretty useful partnership here with 65 from 62, but now's the moment to put the foot down.
Indeed, and I think to have Sonering to walk back into the attack is a good ploy, because though she's been a bit on the more expensive side, she got the big wicket off Grace Harris, guided into the onside by Alice Villani. She'll take a single and Delete is back on strike.
Yeah, it felt like that was a big turning point in the innings early on. Grace Harris pops her over the rope twice in a row over mid-wicket. One of those was a drop catch, albeit a tough chance for Bates. That's the 100 up. Happy with the single. A couple of overs since the last boundary, but this pair have put on 67. The average score for a team batting first in this comp's been 147. We've seen 4 of the 5 games played in the afternoon in this tournament won by the team batting first, where the scores have been typically up around 150. So that's the benchmark from here. Villani will know that. They're a vast experience. They bring up the deep point here. Long off the only fielder outside on the offside. Villani across her stumps. Well, after Harris went down the track to hit those 2 sixes, she went all the way back into her crease, waited on it, waited on it, waited on it, missed it. Middle stump bent back. And
Antipok's got all the experience in the bag to be able to deliver that kind of a comeback delivery, because she has led Thailand with a lot of dignity and success in the years. She was at the helm. She stepped down recently and has been active. She was part of the World Cup qualifiers squad of Thailand that played in Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, they couldn't progress in that tournament because of the Omicron variants outbreak.
The Omicron combined with the shambolic rankings. The lead will retain the strike. 102 for 1, 4 overs to go for the Sapphires. So when that tournament was knocked on the head due to Omicron, they just simply took the ICC rankings, and Thailand didn't have a ranking because they haven't played one-day cricket, yet they were leading that tournament when it all went to pot. So very disappointing outcome for them. But as you say, Tipok, 35 years of age, led that team for 14 years, and she's done well here, getting her chance playing for the Falcons, who are close to making the final 4.
Jahanara Alam is going to be back into the attack, it looks like. She's been one of the pioneering figures for Bangladesh women's cricket, mind you. Was part of the first international fixture that Bangladesh played back in 2011, just a few days after they got ODI status. Right, she's also been the captain, mind you, was part of the ICC's Women's T20 World Cup team for the 2018 edition.
Yeah, right, real pioneer, played the whole way through. Striking character, Jahanara. Goes short to start, pace off, the lead can't time it, the Q end. Concharon Kai, the keeper, moving to her right. Sharp work there, moving in the other direction, but seeing here, banging it down, cross-seam delivery. Good awareness from the Thai wicketkeeper.
And she's quite an outspoken character in the dressing room as well, loves a good challenge and loves to play her cricket with a lot of animation.
Singled along on. Had a good anecdote about Jahanara during the tournament. Seeing here that she's the most successful Bangladeshi bowler in this format. Or among them, I should say. 4th in T20s. Which will likely overtake the 3 ahead of her, though. Romano picked up 3 wickets last night. A decisive spell for the Barmy Army. Carved away, finds the gap. Lovely work, Elise Villani. Just a deep cover out on the offside in the sunny part of the ground and waited on that. Fast hands. Not a lot wrong with the delivery. Off pace, fingers down the seam, angling back towards the off stump. Villani's class. Getting her strike rate above 100 in the process, her 4th boundary.
One can expect her to play more shots in the reverse V, mind you. She's got all the innovations in the book, and this would be a good time for her to bring out all those strokes.
Straight back over the bowler's head, all the way for 6. That's the first big one we've seen since Grace Harris departed, and it brings up the half-century for Elise Villani, her 2nd in the competition. It's the right moment for her to put the foot down, and does so with a 4 and a 6 in consecutive deliveries.
2 Australians delivering the goods for the Sapphires in back-to-back games. It was Grace Harris in the previous game last night, and it's Elise Villani who was captaining the side in Saname's absence.
So change in field, they're sending back deep third, bringing square leg up inside the circle. Will Villani jump across her stumps with Bashundhara moving to around the wicket? She does. But a good change in field down to Tina Goff. Still there in the sun. Mentioned before, I had a story about Bashundhara setting her fields. Apparently she's getting the whiteboard out in the dressing room and saying, right, you field there, you field there, you field there. She's calling the shots. She's in control. An intense character.
That's what captaining a national team does to a player, right?
Taking ownership over perhaps a less experienced dressing room than what she's conditioned to playing for Bangladesh.
A fine 50 for Elise Villani.
So dead ball, the 2nd time that Bashundhara has done that. Did it at the start when Villani was getting funky in the crease before she arrived for her load up. This time it was the lead, just trying to shuffle across towards the offside. There's that big gap there. There's a fielder at deep mid wicket, but if she can get it square or get it fine, she's every chance of reaching the boundary. Bashundhara says, no, I'll do this on my terms. Again, goes straight, doesn't get much of it, clunks it down to mid-off. End of the over. The lead retains the strike. She's on 39, the Sapphires, 115 for 1 with 3 overs to go.
As far as pulling out one's delivery stride goes, India's Deepti Sharma does that a lot often. It's quite a strategic ploy she brings into her game and has found success to a reasonable degree in terms of offsetting the batters.
Seeing a package of Villani's half-century here. Gets there with a 6. Straight back over the bowler's head.
Second 50 for Elise Villani in this tournament. Her high score, the highest score she has gotten so far at the STG Fairbreak Invitational 2022 is 62 not out. That was against the Warriors.
Yeah, that was a thumping victory. They won by 10 wickets, but their other batting performances have all been subpar, including their chase last night where they had that collapse in the middle overs and were well behind the game by the time he reached the death. Army got it done. Tipok to complete her 4. The lead goes straight again. One bounce over the rope. Lovely timing from the Dutch vice-captain. We saw Villani in the previous over look to transfer pressure back onto the bowlers. The lead joining her here. This pair have put on 86 from 74. The lead's highest score in this comp before today was 15. She's 7 away from a half-century now. Good batting, giving the strike back to Villani as well.
Tipok will need to tip the scales back in Falcons' favour. Some fielding adjustments being made there. Should a wicket fall here, mind you, Mariam Omar of Kuwait, who showed us last night that she can connect the balls big and she can connect them huge, would be a good player to get up right in.
Yeah, I'm gutted that Mariam Omar probably, well, she might come into bat from here, but not for a long time. She was outstanding last night, her unbeaten 26 at the end. She never threw in the towel. Villani through mid-wicket. Sweeper there, though. Shamari Atapatu. She was carded to open, Mariam Omar here, the Q80, after impressing at number 6 last night, but they went the other way, the two Australians. Harris to open with Villani. There she is, Mariam Omar from Q8. She's certainly enhanced her reputation in the last couple of days. Sneaking past the gloves of Oncharan Kai there.
You would still reckon that the Sapphires haven't been able to get the kind of acceleration that they would have desired at this stage of the innings. Probably Ellis Villani will have to go all guns blazing at this end because otherwise it's going to be too less for them to be able to defend.
Villani beaten, good from Tipock, a fraction quicker, and flatter as well. Villani's got the 4th most runs in the Fairbreak Invitational so far. Sliding that off her index finger. Good bowling. Villani takes the easy single to finish. She'll retain the strike. 2 overs to go. The Sapphires 1, 2, 3 for 1. So 42 runs coming from the last 30 balls. We saw yesterday the last 2 overs netted the Spirit 32. If they can get up above 150, up towards 150 even, that'd be a good effort from here from the Sapphires. Seeing Villani 4th on the list, overtaking Woolvart in this innings. Atapatu will open in the chase. A century on opening night, ahead by 20.
Marina Lamplau has been quite exceptional in a 3 overs so far. Only 15 runs conceded. 6 dots. That's quite impressive.
Back of the hand slow ball first up. Well waited on by Villani. Oh, gosh. Atapatu got to the contest and I think she went too far. And she's filthy as well. She should be. A player of her experience. One bit of mitigation might be that the ball's in the shade and comes into the light, so judging where she needs to get to, but overran it. Villani gets her 5th boundary. Pace off again, over the top of mid-off, back-to-back 4s. Villani has moved from 40 to 60 in a hurry. Lamplau has that back of the hand slow ball. It's effectively her stock delivery at this stage of the innings. Always looking to take pace off the ball, but Villani's seen enough now in this competition. She knows to wait for it and not swing too early, especially with mid-off inside the circle.
Probably a bit too predictable for Lamplau's liking. Waits for it and cuts it towards the super cover fielder.
Yeah, that's better. Had a chance to dip a little bit fuller.
Chamari Atapatu is still shaking her head from that misfield, but we are pretty sure she's going to make up for it by hitting at least a dozen 6s and 4s when she comes out to bat, wouldn't she?
Oncharan Kai down the leg side, brilliant. That would have been 5 wides.
Sarah Taylor would be proud of that. Sliding down leg.
21-year-old keeper. She's a star. Oh, excellent. Excellent from Lamplau. She went for the seam-up delivery down the leg side. That was the quicker one. Back to the tried and tested slower ball. The lead played all around it. Above the eye line, dipping down, crashing into the off stump. That feels good.
But that's a fine knock from the lead, because like we saw in the Balmy Army innings last night, Roberta Every did not get too many runs. It was a slow knock, but it proved a crucial contribution from the Brazilian. Where Delete goes for 45 runs. Sapphires are 133 for 2.
Kim Garth promoted. Happy to deflect the slower ball there. That was the ball that removed the lead. Swung too early. Kissing the side of the off stump, just what you want. Excellent partnership of exactly 100. The last ball. It's all the way to the rope. Struck that well, Villani. Looked like it was going towards the sweeper, but times it well enough. 15 from the over. A wicket as well. 138 for 2. 1 over to come. Again, just knowing it's coming. When it's on the money, when it's fuller, it's difficult to negotiate. But when it's short, and a player of Villani's temperament can go back, well, it really does open up the onside. It's pick your gap stuff, and she did so here expertly. Lapdown knows it as well. 1 for 30 from her 4.
Will the Falcons go back to Chamari ANTI-PIRACY for the final over? The Sri Lanka captain.
Yes, she got 1 over earlier for 9 runs in the middle period. The back spin here to Garth initially. She's also been promoted ahead of Mariam Omar. But we're not going to see. Yeah, good batting from Garth. Taking the single down the ground, giving the strike straight back to Villani, the player more likely, given how well set she is now. Long off, long on, deep mid wicket in the sun, and deep square in the sun as well. Oh, 3-point class. Villani able to use the depth of the crease and crunch it into the gap. Up into the 70s. And the Sapphires from here should get 150.
ANTI-PIRACY's darting them in, isn't she? Probably if she takes a bit of the pace off and brings out some of her leggies as well.
Yeah, just too short there. Easy for Villani at this stage of an innings. More air, has to be satisfied with 1. I wonder how Garth will play this. Do you take the single and back Villani in the last 2 balls, or does she go herself? The field remains the same. Through the offside. No, it won't be. Gives the catch. Lamplow on the edge of the circle. So a bad result for the Sapphires there. The new player will be on strike. Villani won't be. With 3 balls to go, make that 2 balls to go in the final over. Chamari ANTI-PIRACY gets herself in the book.
It was there to be hit in the slot, but did not get the elevation. And Marina Lamplow makes no mistake this time around. Kim Garth has to depart. The Sapphires are 140 for 4. The loss of 3 wickets, and Garth departs for 2.
Not a great day for the Mariam Omar fan club. Overtaken again, this time by Shabnim Ismail, the South African superstar. 2 balls left. Does he get it over mid-off? Just squeezing it through. Boundary first ball.
Shabnim Ismail has the reputation to hit it long and hard, especially when given a bit of a promotion. Chamari ANTI-PIRACY is not happy with the effort Gunjan Shukla put in there.
So last ball of the innings, how will they set it up here? 2 back on the leg side at cow corner long on. They'll stick with the long off, and it looks like they're going to go with a deep cover. They're still working on how they land this. No, change of field with Lamplough going out to deep backward square. So deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long on, long off. Up and over cover, we'll see. Last ball. Through cover, even better. Really good way to finish it. Ismail 4-4. Gets the Sapphires beyond 150. They get 55 from their final 5 overs. And 14 from the 20th. Villani batting all the way through for 71, but Ismail promoted, and it does the trick.
Deftly pierced the gap. Shabnim Ismail to get 4 runs of the final delivery. A decent scorecard that for the Sapphires. Contributions from their senior players. Ellis Villani 71. That century run stand with the lead
Welcome back to the Dubai International Stadium. Sapphires versus the Falcons. This is a crucial clash, as they say. The Sapphires need to win, and they need to win with the bonus point. The Falcons, well, they just need the bonus point, so their immediate target will be 66. In fact, as Georgie Heath joins me, they need half a point. Villani, terrific, the Australian. She's been in good form during the tournament. She opened with Harris, who was away to a rapid start, 2 sixes in a row, then Tipok outthought her with a delightful piece of bowling. Big partnership, 100 between Villani and Dalid, and a little flourish at the end from Ismail off 2 deliveries.
Yeah, so this is how the innings started. That went through the hands of Tina Goff there, but Tipok, and looked like Grace Harris was going to continue teeing off. That one just parried over by Susie Bates, returning to the side. Grace Harris looked to go one too many. Tipok round her legs, exuberant there, and then Villani was just dug in. She ended on 71 not out. It was a real anchor in the innings there. Little fumble, another off Gurung. She bowled so well today. There were a few misbuilds out there, but can be forgiven, I guess, at this stage. That one was just beaten Jahanara. Yeah, it was a really fantastic innings from Elise Villani, in fantastic form here, as we've seen on another occasion when her and obviously Gabby Lewis put that 133 on earlier on in the tournament. We all know what Elise Villani can do, and she showed us again today. This is Dalida getting in on the action. So it was an interesting innings this from the Sapphires, and then they really looked like they'd been curtailed as it got to the end, but the leader, yeah, just bowled around her legs by Marina Lamplau, who's loving this tournament. There's that Falcon celebration and that smile. And that's Villani just doing what she does best. Just opens herself up there. Danny Wyatt just has to do the picking up. Wonderfully taken by Marina Lamplau there. ANTI-PIRACY, you can't keep her out of this game at the moment in this tournament. With the bat, with the ball in the field, she's everywhere. And here was Shabnim Ismail having a little bit of fun at the end. She was swinging, she knew what she needed to do. She's got to come out to bowl, and she's got those runs on the board.
To 152 for 3. That was the batting. Here's the bowling. Andrew Gurung opened that new ball, swung it well, delightful start, none for 15. That's maybe an underrated contribution, less than 4 and over. Wickets to Tipok, clever stuff against Grace Harris, ANTI-PIRACY one at the end, and Lamplau with her slower ball as well. So there was some clever stuff on show, and pretty decent all-round bowling, which made the Sapphires struggle, but they struggled well. 152, I think this is the 4th time 152 has been made in the tournament, and there's been some 153s, some 156s, so it has been about the average score. Danny Wyatt has also been in fairly good form in this game as Sapphires just go through their final game plan. Sana Mir, the legendary Pakistan captain and player, just making sure her troops are focused, and they need to be focused because their progress in the tournament is on the line right here, right now. The first target will be that 10 over target, that bonus point. It is the Sapphires made 66. Strangely enough, that's all the Falcons have to make, because a half a point, if it's 66 all, a half a point will see the Falcons through. So the Sapphires have to keep them to 65.
Yeah, and it looks like it's Danny Wyatt to open alongside Chamiri Atupatu. I would imagine Susie Bates will be coming in somewhere up the order, but Danny Wyatt's been in great form so far in this tournament. She was a great captain. She did her job there while Bates was away. The 31-year-old English player had a great World Cup recently, so yeah, she's someone you would appreciate having at the top of your batting card.
And her batting partner, Jamari Atapatu from Sri Lanka is another legend in the game. So if you've got a right-handed legend with a left-handed legend, that's a big start, isn't it? And her open up to the tournament was extraordinary. So you've got two players, both who are really power players, and when they time it and add the power, wow, does the ball travel? And they're facing Shabnam Ismail. This is an absolute top-shelf contest we've got here.
Yeah, you've got the pace of Ismail and the power of Wyatt and Atapatu, but then like you were saying, we've also got that right-left combinations. Really important, I think, at the top of an innings. So that'll be something that the Falcons will be quite excited to have there, because, yeah, they only need that half a point, like you say, whereas the Sapphires, Shabnam was a little bit expensive at the beginning yesterday, but then reined it in later on, and they're without Tash Farrant today. We saw her bowl an absolute corker yesterday. So this could be an interesting battle at the top of the innings here. Shabnam Ismail, so competitive. Little pocket rocket there with the ball, generates so much pace. She's got to do it for her captain Sana Mir there, or the Sapphires are down and out.
Good line, there's a slip in place. That's Grace Harris. That slip, standing probably a little wide. Classically in white ball cricket, you don't spend regulation first. You cover a bit more territory. The keeper then goes for everything that they see off the bat. So Harris is probably one and a little bit, 1 1/4. Deep third, deep fine leg. Don't think there's one there, Shamari.
That's something that's really grown into this tournament as well. At the beginning of the tournament, we saw quite a few run-outs, confusion. I mean, there have been a few still, but might be forgiven. But yeah, that's something the teams, as they've got to know each other, they've got to know their style a bit better, and there's not been so many confusions as we saw early on.
Well, run-outs, certainly that's factors, as you said, Georgie, but the throwing, they just keep hitting the stumps. It's been extraordinary. You dare take a risk, you pay penalties. Bowling. That's just classic new ball bowling. Hit the seam on a good length.
Great delivery there from Shabnam. I was talking to her at breakfast yesterday, and she said she doesn't want to do things if she's not enjoying them, so she's just here to play cricket because she enjoys it. And that sums up quite nicely, I think.
Another strike. 4 dots. You often see that with Chamari Atapatu on strike, but you often see it when Shabnam Ismail's bowling. It's we strike 4 for the over. You only get 3 strikes normally.
I think it's called swinging like a rusty gate over in England. Yeah, Atapatu. You can almost hear the swing through there. She's given it a lot of pace and a lot of power, but just not made contact. It was going a long way if she had, though. Frustrated with herself there.
I don't think she'll be defending the last ball of this over. She's not. Just 6 off the over. None for 6, or 6 and none, as you say in the rest of the world. Well, Falcons are a 6-0 wicket, and what a contrast in that first over. 5 dot balls, 4 plays and misses, and a 6.
Yeah, Shabnam does have a maiden in the tournament, but that just sort of ruined it at the end there. Chimiri Atapatu smashed her overhead for 6. So it looks like Kim Garth will be taking the ball from the other end. Obviously it was Natasha Farrant yesterday, and Danny Wyatt will be facing her first delivery of the innings.
She will, and Kim Garth practice run up, that's always good. There's a deep fine third. It's almost like a third slip on the boundary. And the square leg's just in front. Only allowed 2 outside the circle in the first 6 overs. It's 4 on the offside. Just about all in front of point. It's one fielder on point. Best in front. Mid on, straight mid wicket, and a short fine leg. Oh, just snuck in. A little bit of swing. There this one goes. Oh, that's all right. That's inside the guideline. Good swing from Kim Garth. That's just the classic Garth expression at every delivery. Tells you nothing. More outswing. The veteran White goes with the swing, opens the blade and hits it over point for 4. To let the first one go, but that was a sighter. Full again and beautifully timed behind point. Definitely over pitch, but that was dispatched with a calm flick of the wrist through the offside.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Falcons openers fancy hanging around here. That's really well played by Danny Wyatt. She doesn't even think about setting off for a run. She knows it's a boundary. And the Falcons are off to a bit of a flyer now after those first 5 dot balls to start the innings off. They're all smiles out there, 14 for none.
A bit of length. Still sneak a single. Good swing, but too much width and maybe a bit full as well. Be very tricky. You're swinging the ball, you're not sure how far it'll go. Will I start the ball on middle and let it swing away? If it doesn't swing, I might give Beasley runs on the leg side. Kim Garth's first ball swung a lot, the second 2 swung, but they swung into Danny Wyatt's arc. Now she's got the left-hander on strike, round the wicket. Off the pad, that could be 4-leg buys. I think the tactic was right, but once again, Kim Garth swinging it uncontrollably.
This is looking expensive from Garth here. Just hit the leg. The leader can't get to that one. Garth exasperated, but yeah, expensive over for her so far. 13 from it.
Little pace off that one, so she went away from the swing, which hasn't quite worked for her. Finished with a dot, 19 for none of 2. There's been plenty of runs in this Dubai International Stadium pitch, or pitches. We're on the third pitch to be used so far in the tournament, and for the most part the batters taking advantage of surfaces with good bounce, good carry, fairly regular, not too much spin. Captain Ismail gets 2 in a row. A bit of pad there.
Yeah, so just a reminder here that the Falcons only need 67 at the end of the 10th over to get that vital point that sees them through to the semi-finals.
Wide off the back foot this time. Gee, that's well timed. The fielder has to dive away, so they come back for the second.
Yeah, and with that bonus point as well, even if they share it, Falcons are flying through. And Danny Wyatt would like to be there when she sees her side qualify, a side that she's captained a couple of times so far in this tournament.
Still a slip in place with the right-handed Wyatt on strike. But their deep third reasonably fine, and a lot of that has to do with the pace that Ismail generates. Wyatt sets off, sent back. Now they both go again, they hesitate. It is a catastrophe out there.
Yes, I was just saying the running had been somewhat polished, a little bit hectic there. Carrie Chan's all smiles, another direct hit, so it's all going on out there. Really good quick pick up there from Carrie Chan. Throws, finds the stumps, they think to go again, but Carrie Chan's back in it. She's all over this at the moment.
That is something you don't see very often. The throw hits the stumps, comes back to the player who threw the stumps, and they almost get another throw at it. A little knee injury here. Alvino had to dive down a deep third to save that delivery played down by Wyatt of Ismail. You can see the rip in the trousers. She may have spiked herself there. Dives, gets down beautifully there, and then maybe you spikes yourself. Well, it's always nasty, especially if you've got sharp spikes. The trousers are definitely torn, and a little nasty one, those. And the Fairbreak Effect NFT project has officially been launched, breaking new ground in digital membership and collectibles. Owners of the NFTs gain a membership that will have exclusive access to the players, competitions, giveaways and future events. Head to www.fairbreakeffect.com or scan the QR code. Delivery unplayable. What a brilliant piece of bowling by Shabnam Ismail.
Oh, she just does it again and again, Shabnam Ismail. Just Danny Wyatt has played all around there, and Shabnam Ismail is jubilant there. That's the first wicket for the Sapphires in this contest against the Falcons. Danny Wyatt goes for 11, the Falcons 21 for 1.
Susie Bates comes in at number 3. One of the most prolific scorers in international T20 cricket around the world. 3,380 runs. Better and run of the ball, and she comes in at number 3 for the Falcons. Facing Shabnam Ismail. And runs down the wicket first ball. Ismail asked the question, but I think that's more bat. They come back for 2.
That's a really good statement of intent there from Susie Bates. Coming back into the side, already heading up the wicket to Shabnam, but this just see that wicket again. Oh, bends back the middle stump of Danny Wyatt. Shabnam Ismail at some of her absolute finest.
That's an off cutter that bounces, then the seam stays up and it swings in. Nobody plays those. Ismail's not happy. What's going on here? Susie Bates is just holding the game up. Let's have a look at that delivery again. So it's off cutter, and then the seam stays up and it swings. That takes genius, Georgie. The short little wide, chopped out the cover. The end of a brilliant Ismail over 23 for 1. The over's done, and just for a moment there, it looked like the Falcons might race away to that bonus point. Shabnam Ismail didn't want any of that. Danny Wyatt gone. Susie Bates off to a runner ball start. Good move to have Ismail bowl 2 in a row. Give some Sanamir some credit. Look at that delivery. I'm not sure what you can do about that. It's outside off stump. You're starting to play it offside, and it swings back off the wicket. When Danny sees a replay of that, she'll just say, too good. That is too good. I can't do anything about it. Skipper's happy. No, lots of bat in that. The Garth around the wicket, we saw earlier in the tournament, teams could contain Shamari Atapadu a little if they bowled well around the wicket. So that's definitely the place to go. Don't give her any width, had the ball coming in towards her. The only trouble is if you get middle and leg, she can whip you away on the leg side for 4 or 6. So it's a terrific challenge for bowlers to try and keep Atapadu quiet. And then when you overdo it, you get the other leg.
Yeah, that signal wide, that one. But yeah, bowling at ANTI-PIRACY is always a worry. Strike rate in this tournament of over 150, so she can give it a tonk. We saw it in the very first game of the tournament, and she was player of the match in that. She was just indomitable, nothing the bowlers could do. So they've done their homework on her now. That's why Garth's coming round the wicket.
Garth went a bit wider, so it didn't swing down the leg side and did the job. A difficult time for the batter as well, with the shadows across the middle of the crease. But the ball definitely been released out of the shadows from Kim Garth, goes into the sunlight, then there's another shadow right across the middle of the pitch, and then a couple more at the batter's end. Bowled, the veteran, agile as ever, wide mid-on. See the shadows all over the place at the moment. Difficult for the batter, not that easy for the fielding side either. That is very, very close. Lauren Ockerberg says not out. Bit of angle, bit of swing, maybe missing leg.
Yeah, that would have been a very important wicket there. Suzie Bates agrees with the umpire's decision, it seems. Perhaps just sliding down. It looks pretty out to me, but Kim Garth thinks it's out, but ANTI-PIRACY survives. She lives to survive another day.
Ooh, a little back of the hander. Got to beat everybody that. Garth's gone slower ball and it's escaped. Yeah, I mean, it's hit her in low with middle, but there's a lot of angle there. She's letting it go around the wicket and swings. So it looks fairly deadly, but got a feeling that's missing leg. I'm going with the ump on that one. This one's full on middle and leg. ANTI-PIRACY clubs it out the deep mid wicket. Now that's a very interesting over. Be interesting when it finishes as well.
Yeah, you wonder what Sana Mir might be thinking at this point. Will she go back for another one from Shabnam just to curtail these runs a little bit, or is she going to look to the rest of her bowlers at this point? Perhaps Kadali, who's bowled so well in this tournament so far. Lots of thinking to do for Sana Mir at this point.
Sweeper goes out to deep cover. There's a deep mid wicket. Bowled Garth. Another interesting and mixed over. 30 for 1, the Falcons. That's a well-loved blade. See a fiberglass tape on it. ANTI-PIRACY has an opportunity to get on top of that table. Danny White won't. She's out. And it will be Ismail Georgie for a third.
And it's that kind of delivery that makes you see why Sana Mir has gone for a third from Ismail. She's just curtailing these runs. The Falcons at the moment are 30 for 1, whereas Sapphires at this point were 21 for none, although they did motor later on. But if Shabnam can just put the brakes on it a bit here, as ANTI-PIRACY is finding her feet. She was 6 from 11, having just hit that one tonking 6, and is starting to perhaps going to play herself in a bit here, but maybe Shabnam can put an end to that.
Pulls, no one out there, that'll be 4. Don't have to get the length wrong by much to be punished by Jamari ANTI-PIRACY. What's that? 6 or 7 she's got past the outside edge of ANTI-PIRACY.
Yeah, she's on the money, isn't she, Shabnam, today? 1 for 14 from just 2.5. Yeah, and that's a lovely full and wide, and ANTI-PIRACY wanted to be able to tonk that one away. She's a bit frustrated with herself there. She's not seeing it like she has been so far in this tournament.
Slow ball. That's the off cutter. It's similar to the ball that got wide, but she's right-handed and different angles.
There's that cutter. Well kept out there by ANTI-PIRACY. They haven't quite gone for the explosion we thought they might at the beginning of this innings for that bonus point.
Ismail gets the line right here, bowling to an offside field. Do sense a big shot coming up.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier on comms, the idea of were the Falcons just going to come out, bish bash bosh, ensure that bonus point and lock themselves into the semi-final.
Now the slip comes out, so Ismail sensing a big shot as well. She wants a little more protection on the offside inside the circle. Still only allowed 2 out. That's a long off and a very fine deep third. Beautifully bowled to pace off. Another one past the bat. On another day she's got 3 for. The Falcons are 34 for 1 off 5.
We see a change in the bowling and the Sapphires hoping for a change in fortunes. Harris coming into the attack, taking a bit of the pace off. Changing commentary, I'm Mark Farmer and I've got Anisha Ghosh with me.
It's on the ground but can only hit it along the ground and we'll get a 4. That's quite a way to start for Susie Waits, the veteran, New Zealand veteran who is playing her first knock after her absence from the tournament for 2 games. Was in the slot. There was a dive from the fielder at mid-on. A nod of the head, nod of appreciation from Grace Harris.
It's nicer shapes there from Bates as she tried to muscle the last one. We'll have a quick look at the 5 wickets from Grace Harris last night. Started with a caught and bowled of Dotton. She just kept going. It was just coming. They come back to the action. 8's deep in the crease and they're going to scurry through for 1. We'll see if we can come back to those wickets. One-way traffic, all Grace Harris. Some big wickets in there. Almost a collision, but they got the job done. Just remarkable scenes. They just kept tumbling and ole through the legs.
The first hat-trick of the tournament by Grace Harris, the Australia all-rounder. Ismail missed out on a hat-trick earlier in the tournament, mind you. And Rumana Ahmed of Bangladesh was also on a hat-trick. Nudged towards the fielder at cover. Chamari Athapathu is playing a bit of an uncharacteristic knock here because she knows she can shift gears at ease, which she surely will. Bates is trying to steady the ship with her.
Yeah, ANTI-PIRACY struggling a little bit, but it got out in their last game. Rather an unforced error on her part, hitting it down the throat. So I think she's trying to take a little bit of ownership of the innings here, make sure that they secure that 10 over bonus point and book their spot in the semi-finals. Low full toss, not able to do anything with it, and the Falcons will end the 6th over in the power play at 39 for 1. Here's what's happened so far. ANTI-PIRACY, number of dot balls and then crushed that. Danny Wyatt, well, punished any width. We know she's strong through the offside. But this ball, it seemed, it swung after it bounced, it did everything. Great delivery, and ANTI-PIRACY's been fairly quiet, with the exception of those 2 boundaries. As we exit the power play, the Falcons 39 for 1, tracking along nicely, and we're going to see a bowling change. I reckon Star Kadali coming into the attack tall, hits the wicket hard, has been a real find throughout this tournament.
Absolutely, as have been several other associate nation players. Kadali gets decent movement of the pitch even, especially under lights, though this is an afternoon game. Some guidance there from Shabnam Ismail. Lots of experience under the South African's belt.
Ali angling in, no run. So if the next 4 overs, the Falcons need 28 runs to secure that bonus point, book their spot in the semi-final, and they've got their job done, and then they can have fun for the rest of the innings and hope that they can pick up the win as well. Really exciting little period here.
A second dot delivery on the trot from Geetika Kodali of the USA. Susie Bates, the batter she's bowling to, of course, has lots of experience. A commonality between the two captains of this game is the fact that they have more than 200 international caps, but neither have played a test match.
Crushed through mid-wicket, but it's fielded nicely by Kerry Chan, and they're just going to scurry back for the 2.
How weird it is for anyone to think that somebody as experienced as Sana Mir or Susie Bates has not done the wides ever in international cricket.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable that, isn't it? And the amount of cricket that they've played, and I guess that gives a sense of the challenge in women's cricket, which we're seeing change rapidly. Beginning to play a lot of cricket.
Drilled down the ground this time around. Will pick up a single.
And I know that there's certainly an appetite from a lot of players to play more test match cricket. And I'm sure that the ICC and the respective nations are working on incorporating that into the FTP.
The South Africa women are going to play their first stage test match after a while this time. This year, this summer in England.
We see Sana Mir conducting the field, trying to get everything set up, knowing how important the next 3.2 overs are to make sure that they secure the bonus point and then focus on winning the match. On the legs of Atapatu and gets away with it. She's not able to make contact.
Excellent over from Kodali so far. ... 2, 1 and 1. Remember, she's the first change bowler after the power play.
Nice little comparison there. Falcons and Sapphires at the same stage, very similar situation.
Charges down the ground, but changes her approach at the very last minute. Falcons are 43 for 1 after 7 overs. Chamari Atapatu is trudging along quietly and a bit uncharacteristic on her part. The Falcons require 110 runs off 78 balls. And the Sapphires are applying quite the choke here up top in their defense of 152.
A bowled and pace-off is proving to work well, and a bit of a strangle coming on here. The last 5 overs, Falcons only going at 4.8 and over. Great squeeze from the Sapphires. Short and wide, hit out to the sweeper. This is going to be the 1 run.
you get the feeling something's got to give, right? The Falcons wouldn't want to leave too much for too late. Though all they need to secure a playoffs berth is just that one bonus point. Whereas for the Sapphires, they need a win to stay alive in the playoffs contention.
Yeah, that's right. They need the bonus point and they need the win to make sure that they keep themselves in the mix. And the Falcons will be very much focused on scoring, say, another 23 runs off the next 2.4 overs to make sure that they get over the line. But there's a squeeze coming on. 13 runs since the last 13 balls since the last boundary. Swept and it's hit the gap. Shackle's broken. 4 runs. Great shot by Susie Bates.
An orthodox off-spin delivery from Grace Harris. Gets down on a knee and sweeps it along the carpet for a 4. A bit of a shuffle across the crease there, but can only manage to hit it to the fielder at point. Mariam Omar does a good job tidying things up. That's a decent follow-up delivery from Grace Harris, mind you.
Advances, whips it into the leg side. It's just going to be the 1 run. Yeah, there's a little bit of a game within a game here. Moving towards the 10th over, 67 required for the bonus point. Falcons get it, they're through to the semis. Sapphires get it and win, they stay alive in the competition. Outside edge. Now it's going to race away for 4. Unfortunate for the Sapphires. Useful for the Falcons, and that's going to take them along. It's 8 overs gone, 53 for 1.
They'll take those runs no matter how they come. Falcons. A win or a bonus point will be enough for them to go through the semi-finals of the inaugural STG Fairbreak Invitational 2022.
As we look at the points table, Barmy Army Spirit locked in. We're going to see them in the semi-finals. The Falcons, 2 ways to do it, at least in this match, is if they get the bonus point or win, they're through, or they're going to have another chance in their next match. Sapphires, they have to win, they have to pick up the bonus point to stand any chance. There's no run in it. Threatening to shy at the stumps.
What an opportunity this is for Geetika Kodli to bowl at one of the finest, most legendary cricketers to have ever played the sport. The 17-year-old has done reasonably well in this tournament.
Back of a length, pulled, struck hard, 4 runs. Advantage Falcons as they move across to 57 for 1. Bates showing her experience.
Gets into position nice and early and puts it nice and hard for yet another 4. The former New Zealand captain. Thank God she did not stick to basketball, having represented New Zealand.
Jumps across the crease. Full toss, chance of a run. No, there's not. Oh, there's a lot happening in that delivery. There's a lot to unpack there.
What a loss. She would have been to cricket had she gone on to continue with her basketball career. Speaking of careers, here is Sana Mir putting in the dive out of international retirement, coming out of retirement for STG FPI 2-2.
A very experienced campaigner, still retired internationally, but coming out just for this tournament, which is a huge opportunity for these players to be able to share the field with her, learn off her experience.
And she's leading by example, isn't she, in terms of showing that you do need to put in the hard yards even while fielding, no matter what your reputation.
As we have a look at Ravi Nagdev in the black shirt there, General Manager, Cricket Hong Kong. Pulled away, lovely shot, ANTI-PIRACY 4 runs. And Kadali just dropping short and too easy.
Yet another short ball from Geetika Kodali, and Athapattu finds it way too easy to swivel pull this over. Deep square for a 4. A full
Another full toss, crushed. 6, it's massive. ANTI-PIRACY finally finding her feet. It's the end of the 9th over, 68 for 1. And with that shot, crush, and that gets the Falcons over the line into the semi-finals. We've got 3 spots booked.
Through to the semi-finals, and there you see it, the reaction from Chamari Athapattu. Punching in the air, Chamari Athapattu, after hitting that boundary.
Mir back into the attack. Susie Bates. Crushed, lovely shots. It split the gap, and that's another 4, and the Falcons are just beginning to fly away here. A reminder that the Falcons have now gained the bonus point, scoring more runs than what the Sapphires did at the 10 over mark, and as a result they've qualified for the semi-finals. And I get the sense that now the focus turns to the total and winning the match. It just goes out to Kerry Chan there.
Both batters seem to be regaining the fluency they were looking for. And that Kodali over, mind you, gave boundaries away to both the batters. Sanami, the captain, will have to do some damage control here should the Sapphires harbour any hopes whatsoever to stay alive in the playoffs race.
Oh wow, she's really looking to open up now. So the Falcons' attention's now going to turn to making sure that they get this total, win the game, and make sure that they're finished on the top of the table. Big wind up. That was looking to go out of the stand.
Loopy and generous. Played to point at where Mariam Omar does a good job.
As we approach the 10th over, reminder we take a drinks break. It's an opportunity for the coaches to go out there, have a chat to the teams, and reassess the way that they're going to approach the last phase of the game. Oh, good bluffing. The experience there, Susie really looking to move around on the crease, especially to open up that leg side. Pace off. She's made Susie Bates, such an experienced cricketer, look silly.
The former Pakistan captain one-ups the former New Zealand captain in this little street smart battle that played out.
And I think we're going to go upstairs for this just to do a double check. I'm looking forward to seeing a replay. I don't think Susie Bates is. It's the leg spinner we've seen from Sana Mir a couple of times last night. Bates trying to run back with her hand. I don't think I've seen that many times. A great bit of work by Delede, and experienced Susie Bates is out. She's on her bike with Falcons. 74 for 2. Susie Bates departing for 25.
Welcome back to match 12, Falcons Sapphires. 74 for 2, the Falcons, and that score will be good enough to get them through to the semi-finals because they picked up the bonus point. Oh, we've got to look at this. This is one of my favourite ever dismissals. With me, Mel Farrell and Stair Callis. I'll let them go because they'll talk for the next 20-odd minutes. I'm just going to watch this again. This is the leg break. Absolutely brilliant, entertaining stuff.
Certainly was. Not the first time Sana Mir has pulled out the leg break in this. She loves it too. What an experienced, wily campaigner she is. Great to have Stair with us.
Thank you for having me.
That is the end of the over. The Falcons 75 for 2 off 10, having secured the bonus point. Well, we'll just have another look at this leggy from Sana Mir. She bowls it well. She's taken 2 wickets with it as well, I believe, in this tournament now. We're joined in the commentary box by Stair Callis, and we see change in bowling. Like Kerry Chan in. What did you make of this, Stair?
Well, Kerry Chan is obviously the danger bowler. She got me out the other day.
Oh, bit of a chance for a run out, but she's home quickly. Yeah, she's got a big personality, but I have to say, in this tournament, you give her a run for her money when it comes to big personalities. You've been one of the more entertaining people first up. You've been enjoying yourself.
Yeah, I've been loving this tournament so far. It's really good to be around all the players and different cultures and learn from them. So it's been really good so far.
picked up one Player of the Match award already. It's been a good tournament for you with the bat, opening the batting.
Oh.
Of course, Stair is a long-time fair breaker.
Yeah,
She's made runs all over the world for fair break.
Yeah, I've been around now for a couple of years. We've been touring to England, Australia, and yeah, and so far I've been really enjoying it. Every tournament there was like a different team, and yeah, Carrie has been part of all of them as well, I think. So yeah, we're really good friends actually, and love to see her doing well.
Do the Netherlands, do you ever play Hong Kong in qualifiers or tournaments?
No, unfortunately we're not, no. I think from the Asia qualifiers, like Thailand always qualify. So we play Thailand. But I love to play against them in a series, of course.
You never know as the game expands, that might happen. That's the end of the 11th over, 78 for 2 now, the Falcons. Well, Adipatu and Bates have got the Falcons through to that bonus point. Well, Bates perished. To the mysterious leg spin of Sana Mir. And now we have the mysterious Stair Callis with us.
Well, I wish I can bowl leggies like that.
Well, you're trying to bowl them or not?
No, I tried to turn it the other way. Not always comes out that well. But
so, okay, so you should be an all-rounder.
Well, on paper I am, yeah.
I read you were bowled medium pace, but I've never seen you bowl quicker than slow. So I'm not
well, it depends what the captain needs, really.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So, but how's your batting progressing? You're now playing as a professional in England. Does that give you the chance to work really hard on your batting, or you just use your natural talent and sort of work around that?
No, obviously it's been really good that I've been focusing, well, able to focus full-time on my cricket. Yeah, so we started to train I started to train in January because I had a tournament in Zimbabwe. I've actually played against ANTI-PIRACY. She's such a good player. So really excited to see her scoring some runs at this tournament as well. But yeah, no, to be able to fully focus on cricket definitely made the next step in my cricket development. Not a leggy.
The trouble is leggy, sometimes they don't quite come down quick enough.
And just, can you give us an idea of how much you get to play in the Netherlands and how much is elsewhere? Because I know you've spent time in Australia and in England. How much opportunity do you actually get when you're in the Netherlands?
Well, I think it's really hard to compare cricket in the Netherlands and where I play in England. Obviously, the structure is different. Like England is, years ahead of Dutch cricket, I think, which hopefully can change soon. Hopefully. So hopefully that will change, and we're also in the Netherlands are able to fully focus on cricket and bring the Dutch cricket to the next level, really, to compete on tournaments like the qualifiers and stuff like that.
This could be another stuffing, and it's the Netherlands. We could keep up. who's been in pretty good form with the gloves, I've got to say. That's why you should be bowling leggies and having Babette the lead stumping off you.
Yeah, I got stumped by her the other day as well. Nah, she's been doing really well this game.
Terrific to get wide, bring it back. Good footwork, terrific stuff. End of the 12th over. Falcons lose their third. They're 81 for 3. Well, Christina Goff has come to the crease because Babette, the lead for the Netherlands, has taken her 4th stumping of the tournament, with the veteran Sana Mir doing the bowling. So, okay, here's Tina Goff, plays for Germany. Did you play against her in any games, or Germany too far down the track?
No, we actually played against them in Spain in 2019. Was a European qualifier. And yeah, no, she done really well there as well.
That has landed safely. They'll get a couple.
Yeah, so no, we played against her, against Germany. I think Germany is a really excited team. I think every tournament they're part of, they keep progressing. So good to see her at this global tournament.
Don't think I've seen a player as angry with themselves as ANTI-PIRACY. The lead was delighted. ANTI-PIRACY was furious. Just so, how do you plan the year? How much are you going to be travelling around trying to play at other places? Are there enough opportunities out there for associate players to play in tournaments?
Well, obviously my focus at the moment is my cricket in the UK. That starts next week as well. So that we start off with T20 campaign, and then we've got a little bit of I think it's a 1-week break, and then we start into the 50 overs, then the 100 in August, which got pushed back a little bit because of the Commonwealth Games. But yeah, no, it's going to be quite a busy summer, and then until September, I think it is. Yeah, so I can't wait to get going there, actually.
You're with the Northern Vipers?
Northern Diamonds. It's the Southern Vipers and the Northern Diamonds.
Somehow I just thought Vipers when I thought Steer Colours, but that's a different thing altogether. I don't know why I would think that.
We're not best friends with the Vipers, to be honest.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we lost a couple of finals against them.
One of the things is, we spoke about before when talking about your bowling, it's one of the things that you sort of said, you bowl for the Netherlands, but not for anyone else, and switch from mediums to offies. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I used to bowl medium pace, but
So we'll get back to your medium pace at the end of the over. 86 for 3. Welcome back as the Sapphires just start to take control of this game. Stair Callis with us upstairs. Just about to talk us through your medium pace, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. No, I bowled a medium pace a couple of years ago, and then I got shin splints, so I decided to not bowl. And then we were at the tournament in La Manga where we played Christina, and then my coach was like, "Oh, can you maybe throw some offies in the nets, because we've got one bowler less." And then, and then I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then the next day he was like, "Oh, can you maybe bowl in the game?" And I was like, "All right, why not?" So I bought some offies, and since then I've been bowling some offies, but no, it's not really good enough, I guess.
Well, that's an offie that didn't come down. It might actually pretty well fielded by Carrie Chan. Might have to bowl it again. No, it's a no ball over the ways from Mariam Omar. So, okay, you bowled offies, which basically any cricketer in the world can bowl. Did you actually off spin? It's the easiest thing to bowl. But did you have success with it?
Oh yeah, I picked up 3 international wickets with it. So yeah, I guess.
Can you name them and their addresses?
Yeah, one is actually at this tournament. Sarah Bryce is her name. But no, it's not really great.
Well, sneaks down the leg side. Well taken again by Babette. So you've got 3 international wickets and you only remember one of their names. So I'm a little disappointed.
I don't know. I think that was Henry Lawson there, just aiming one right at middle stump, and it's been dug out beautifully by Stair Callis.
Are the Northern Diamonds getting you to bowl off spin? Just in the nets?
Yeah, I think I'm just a net bowler for them. But no, seriously, I might have a crack one day. But for now, I just really want to fully focus on my batting and fielding.
You've spent some time in Australia as well, I think in Queensland and Tasmania.
Yeah, correct. I started to play cricket in Tassie. I did a lot of training and stuff there with Judah Price. Then after that, I went to Brisbane. And then my last year was in Melbourne. And then COVID came, so I got back to the UK.
Well, in that case, if you've spent some time in Australia, you'd be used to that kind of sledging you just got from Jeff Lawson there.
I think I was trying to encourage, I thought, but perhaps.
Yeah, they're good at sledging in Oz.
Well, I can't wait to have a look at these Oz spinners. Maybe this evening, maybe. Now, I want to watch your bat this evening. Keep up with your good form, hitting him pretty well. As the 14th over comes to a conclusion, and the Falcons are 96 for 3.
Keep going, Gibbs.
Next up tonight at the Dubai International Stadium, match 13, the Tornadoes and the Spirits. Stair Callis is with us. You got a tip for that game?
I think we've got to win one more game to be in the semis. For us, it was good if the Falcons win this game. But we're still in it. We're still... hopefully they can chase the total from here. But yeah, no, hopefully we get a win on the board tonight.
Wondering too, as we have a look at the table there, you see the Tornadoes there in 4th, Sapphires needing to win here tonight. being able to open the batting, being out there with the likes of Sophie Devine and Stefanie Taylor, what have you learnt from them in this tournament?
Oh, it's been really good actually to be able to share the field with them, and then to be able to actually be on the pitch with them and learn from them while batting. For me, it's been an absolute amazing experience. So yeah, it's been really, really good.
No run there. Yeah, a lot of experience in that Tornadoes lineup, possibly making them one of them favourites for this tournament.
Almost Babette the lead's fist stumping.
She came down a long way, just couldn't take it cleanly, ended up in the elbows. Tina Goff lives to fight on. How much have you been looking at the permutations and being aware of bonus points, all that sort of stuff?
Oh, I think we just take it game by game. Our focus was, like today, obviously the spirit game. I don't think we have to worry too much about other teams. Just focus on winning and get the bonus points, or just win the games, and we'll be able to make the semis.
Nice cover drive, Tina Goff. Fulfilled by Kim Garr, saved a couple of runs here. That's fine. I'll have to check that one for too long, I don't think. 100 comes up for the Falcons. They need 53 off 31. Make that 52 off 30. As the Sanamir over comes to the conclusion, we'd like to thank Steve Callis for joining us up here tonight. Always a pleasure, young lady.
Thank you for having me.
101 for 3.
Falcons going to need a big finish here. 52 from 5 overs required. This partnership with 20 from 19. So looking at the worm here, they're just about on track, but the Sapphires did stick the landing in their innings, hitting 32 from the final 2. Grace Harris will bowl 2 of these, I expect. Adam Collins, Izzy Duncan picking up the commentary towards this match's conclusion. Hello, Izzy.
Yeah, hello. I've been enjoying the flight and guile of Sanamir, the seasoned campaigner. Really cunning bowling from her. 2 stumpings.
Shots. Tina Goff on the front foot, slapping through the line. Her first opportunity to bat in this competition. Coming in at 5 today and making the most of it. In her swinging arc here, Grace Harris giving it a bit of flight. Down the strip, mid-off inside the circle. Lovely stuff.
Yeah, and Grace Harris, plenty of wickets yesterday as well, but making short work of that. Goff, Germany.
She has got an international century last year against Austria. Played a lot of county cricket for Warwickshire when she was younger. She came back to live in Germany after university, and since 2015. Having been born in Hamburg.
She threw her hands through that, made sure of it. Good to see Tita out there as well, Satish. She's a natural cricketer, born to play cricket. She's only been playing cricket for 2 years. It's quite staggering.
Ooh, get back. And she does. Yeah, Tina Goff, you look at her international career. 350s and the 100, average in the 40s. 42 to be precise. Going well. As is Satish, you say that she's a natural. Just 2 years in the game. In the regional qualifier for the next T20 World Cup that was played late last year, she scored more runs than anyone in the competition. End of the over, 106 for 3. So 4 overs to go, 24 needed. They've got options here. They've used 7 bowlers.
Yeah, and well bowled there for Ishmael. She's really contained the likes of ANTI-PIRACY. Frustrating for ANTI-PIRACY. Sana Mir, the wily bowler, 2 stumpings off her bowling. They're really containing the Falcons here.
The Sapphires' last chance this. They need to win this game. Captain Sana Mir, 2 wickets already. Both stumpings. If they can get over the line here, they'll claim 3 of the available 4 points, which will put them on 8, which give them some chance. If results all go their way, they'll need the Tornadoes to lose both of their last 2 games. Oh, 3rd stumping, yep. Sana Mir, the veteran, out of retirement for this competition. Missed a couple of games in the middle. We're seeing it with off breaks and leg breaks. They're both taking wickets. That's her 3rd.
And look at this from De Leede of the Netherlands as well. Just lured out of her crease and taken cleanly there. Silky glove work from De Leede. That's the 3rd stumping of this innings.
So Tina Goff's gone for 12 from 15, the Falcons, 106 for 4. Marina Lamplau coming out at number 6, an all-rounder in the Hong Kong team, but hasn't batted so far in this tournament. Free out on the leg side and a deep point. On a hat-trick, Sana Mir. Lamplau goes to reverse. She misses, Sana Mir hits. We had a hat-trick last night, Izzy Duncan.
Wowzers, we're loving this. And look at those figures for Sana Mir, 4 for 15. She's been out of international cricket for 2 years. And she's looking well oiled now. She's got her rhythm back. And great variations too.
Out the front of the hand, the quicker one does the trick. The wily Sana Mir. She has 4 on a hat-trick. The Falcons 106 for 5. Hat-trick ball, Sana Mir. Kept out by Koncharankai. We had a hat-trick in the final over, or the penultimate over of the innings when the Sapphires were bowling last night. Grace Harris seen here. A 3rd stumping to lead. Had a tough start to the tournament. She's an improved cricketer. And then Lamplau tried to play the field. Didn't come off. And now they've got it back to 47 needed from 19 balls. The Falcons have come to a grinding halt.
It's Kerry Chan of Hong Kong. It's not getting past her. Great all-rounder in the top 100 of all-rounders.
Leg break to finish. Big loopy 1-2. Sana Mir That could be a match-winning spell. 4 overs for her, 4 for 15. The Falcons have got 3 overs to come. They need 47 from it, 106 for 5 the score. Here's Sanamir's 4 wickets. Bates to start, ANTI-PIRACY next. Held both back. 1 leg break, 1 off break. And Tina Goff went dancing. Lamplow went reversing. So the Falcons were ahead at the halfway mark. They claimed the first point on offer, but they need 47 from 18 balls. They've been dragged back with wickets, 4 of them to Sanamir. Spin of Allen for the first time in this innings in over number 18. That's unusual. Itra Satish, the 17-year-old. A lot of responsibility on her shoulders here if there's any chance of winning the Falcons.
Well, she's got the talent, got the flair.
I mentioned before that Itra Satish last year leading the runs in that global qualifier for the T20 World Cup at just 17. I mean, think of that. Leading the world, or leading that part of the world as a batter at this age, and only picked up the game 2 years ago. It's a good story.
Here's the new bat, Nanapat Konsharonkai of Thailand, as the wicket keeper.
Happy to use her feet. Konsharonkai, the vice-captain of the Thailand team, has experience on the big stage from the T20 World Cup a couple of years ago.
Yeah, she's only 21. She'll be the next captain of Thailand. 35 dismissals with the gloves for her internationally.
Big couple of nights for the wicket keepers, isn't it? Nice from Allen. We saw her with bat in hand in a failed effort. Allen able to keep her composure, and yep, it's a nice top spinner.
Yeah, good to see Jade Allen. We haven't seen too much of her in this tournament. She's only 18, leg break bowler, plays for the Sydney Sixers in the Big Bash. He was recruited by Alex Blackwell to come and play for the Fairbreakers.
Upish keeps the strike. Overthrow if they want it, maybe. Belated call. Opportunity, not quite. Would have needed to have been a direct hit. So 18 overs gone. The Falcons need 43 in the last 2. The score's 110 for 5. Nice over that from Jade Allen. An unbeaten 33 with the bat in the first game.
Impressive bowling here from the Sapphires. They've managed to stifle the runs. They've dried up. It's a big arse now at 21 required per over. But they know they're through, don't they? They've got that bonus point. That's what they were vying for. That's why Susie Bates wanted to field first. Had a target.
Kim Garth over number 19. So if the Sapphires can get the job done here and collect their second victory, owing to the fact that they won the bonus point yesterday, they'll end up on 8 points, and they should do from here.
Which means they're one ahead of the Tornadoes, but the Tornadoes will have to lose both of their games in order for the Sapphires to go through to the semis.
Yeah, so the Tornadoes are playing the second game of the doubleheader this evening against the Spirit. They're first up tomorrow against the Falcons. Looks like it'll be another game won by the team batting first in the afternoon as well. So 5 of 6 games in the afternoon. Yet they keep bowling first when they win the toss. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, that is a conundrum, isn't it? Captains have chosen to field first, and yet the number of victories have been batting first and defending totals.
Yeah, 10 of 12 times that the captains have fielded. And I get it in the second game where chasing's been easier, but in the afternoon, going out in the field first, it's just not working. The Susie Bates decision earlier today, although they have chased well in the competition until tonight.
I think Susie Bates.
Well, again, it would have needed to have been a direct hit. It wasn't. Tash Farrant on as the sub, wearing the new Fairbreak white-brimmed hat.
We love the floppy.
Well, I got one of them myself this morning. It's a good look. I've seen our colleague Georgie Heath posing in it.
Fashion icon Georgie Heath.
Might be two. Contra on charge to the danger end. Gets through comfortably.
Very impressive bowling here from the Sapphires. They've kept the runs down. And looking at victory here, it just keeps it open.
Put down. Oh yeah. Irish colleague Gabby Lewis there in the covers. End of 19 overs, 116 for 5. On as the sub, Gabby Lewis. They have two subfielders out there at the moment, her and Tash Farrant.
It's a surprise that Gabby Lewis wasn't playing in opening the batting with her partner Villani. They've had a 133 partnership against the Warriors to win that game.
So they've really fallen away in the second half here, the Falcons. At halfway, they were in the lead. Their last 30 deliveries has seen them gather just 20 runs and losing 2 wickets.
We have a penalty here for a slow over rate with only 3 fielders allowed outside of the ring.
Spin to finish via Allen. Yeah, I don't mind that, seeing an in-play penalty for a team that doesn't get through their overs quickly enough. It's the first time we've seen it implemented in the competition. So instead of 4 out, they have 3 out. They're still taking their time though. Tweaking the field every ball, Sana Mir.
Well, I suppose the penalty's been imposed, so they will take their time now.
I mean, the Falcons do need 36 off 5 balls. I mean, all she needs to do is land it on the cut strip. Well, that's a wide. Oh, it was going to be a wide off the back of the bat. That runs away towards the rope and gets there. Too good for Kadali in pursuit.
Fortunate runs here off the back of the bat on Shalankai of Thailand. Oh
Gosh.
Well directed in the end, down towards the boundary.
Yeah, not far away from Delita's lead. Ooh. Delita, who's completed 3 stumpings.
Sapphires won't mind that too much.
Make that 4 stumpings. Babette the lead. A big presence through the course of this innings with gloves on. 3 for Sana Mir, now 1 for Jade Allen, getting her first wicket of the competition, the teenage leg breaker from New South Wales.
Yeah, fantastic. Just reeled her out of the crease. Tempted by that. On Sharankai, the tie. She's out for 7, the score 121 for 6.
3 balls to go. Bashundhara goes the reverse as well. Into those gloves of Dalid. Now, on 14 occasions in T20 cricket, a wicketkeeper has completed 4 stumpings. There's never been an instance where it's happened 5 times, though. Can there be a 5th stumping? Oh, yes, here it is! 5 stumpings. Babette Dalid, the first time in T20 cricket a wicketkeeper has achieved that. She had a tough start to the competition, but she's recovered magnificently, keeping her composure, and Allen gets a 2nd wicket in the process.
Look at this, it's the perfect length as well from Allen. Once again, tempting the batter. Bashundhara, it's always drama and theatre when she's out there. The fashion guru. And that is 5 stumpings. And the score now, 121 for 7, the Falcons.
We need to get status now, Paz.
Gurin has come out to bat for Bhutan.
Last ball, Gurung to face it. And gets herself a run to finish. Off the mark in the competition, but it won't be enough for the Falcons, who have fallen 30 runs short. The Sapphires keep their hopes of a semi-final berth alive by winning this match comfortably in the end, defending 152. It didn't look likely at the halfway mark when the Falcons were ticking over nicely, but a vital spell of 4 for 15 from the captain, Sana Mir, turned it around. And Babette Dalid in women's T20s, nobody had taken 5 stumpings until tonight. The Netherlands stumper, the Netherlands vice-captain, has delivered on the big stage.
And super bowling there from the Sapphires, just contain the batting, particularly that of ANTI-PIRACY, who got frustrated. We know how destructive she is. 30 off 34, that's an unusual score there for ANTI-PIRACY. Her strike rate was up above 150 throughout this tournament, and they put Wyatt out of her misery as well. She's a stroke maker.
Round with Mel Farrell.
Welcome back, and now we're going straight to Mel for the post-match presentation.
Hello and welcome to the post-match presentation for match 12 of the Fairbreak Invitational 2022 between Sapphires and Falcons, live from the beautiful city of Dubai. And what a match it was. The Sapphires had to win it, and they did so in style with some terrific batting performances from Elise Villani, Babette de Lead and Sana Mir with that four-for. It was a terrific game to watch. In the end, they won by 30 runs. Now, I'd like to start by thanking our generous sponsors for their continued support, SDG Impact Fund and Gencor. Well, first up, we're going to get Susie Bates up from the Falcons. Hi, Susie. Hi. Well, you didn't get the win. You did get the bonus point, and that means you are through to the semi-finals. So that's the main result that you wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, it would have been nice to have played a bit better in the second half of the match, but yeah, I guess that's the nature of this tournament, and we've played to those rules, and it was nice to get that bonus point and know that this group's through to the semi-finals. But like I said, I thought it would have been nice to bat a bit better in that second half, but the Sapphires bowled really well, and Sana Mir was too good for us today.
She's a bit wily, isn't she, and those leg spinners that come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I just wish I didn't get out to the leg spinner because I'll never hear the end of that. But yeah, no, it was well bowled and well kept. So yeah, it's a shame that we couldn't get a win because going into finals you want to get some momentum. But really proud of how we bowled in the first 10. I thought Anju, the left arm bowler, was brilliant for us today.
Well played. You still get that to sneaking through. So you're in the semi-finals. Go away, have a rest, and we'll see you back here soon.
Thanks, Mel.
Thanks. Okay, well, it's time for the Player of the Match award, and the Player of the Match, as always, gets a smartwatch for their endeavours. Tonight, that's presented by Lynn Brown from Fairbreak Management. There were some big contenders for this. Elise Villani, magnificent innings. Sana Mir with that four-for. But tonight, the award is going for 5 stumpings and her contribution of 45 or 48 to Babette de Lead. Well, Babette, congratulations. 5 stumpings. It must be pretty hard when you've got someone like Sana Mir bowling offies, leggies. How have you been finding that experience?
Yeah, that's been great, to be fair. I have to give all credits to the bowlers. Sana and Jade were amazing. Yeah, if the bowlers don't bowl well, I obviously don't get a chance for a stumping, and they bowled so well. So I'm very proud of them.
Now, we believe we've been doing some quick looks through the records, and we actually believe that that's a world record for women's T20s, 5 stumpings. How does that sound?
That's amazing. I didn't know that. That's absolutely great. That's so cool.
And also with the bat, you've been terrific as well. How much have you gained out of this tournament?
Yeah, it's great to finish on a high, or finish the group stage on a high. Hopefully we get through the next stage. But yeah, it's been amazing. It's been a great tournament so far, and it's been great to score some runs. Scoring some runs,
doing some stumpings, great work with the gloves.
Thanks.
Congratulations
so
on the award.
Thank you.
Our player of the match, Babette de Lead, well deserved too. Well, it's now time to bring up Sana Mir, who had a hand in some of those stumpings, and I think that big smile on your face is the fact that you took Susie Bates' wicket with a leggy, is it?
Yeah, I was telling Susie if it was only 1 wicket I take back home and feel happy it can be hers, because I really admire her as a batter. And yeah, it was great fun there.
Now, when you have to stay in a tournament, you want your senior players to stand up. Elise Villani with the bat, you take 4 for 15. You really led the way, didn't you? Is that what you said to your players?
Yeah, it's not easy when the team doesn't have a momentum. We had Grace Harris, she was not feeling well in the first game. Then I was not feeling well, so it was a lot of changes within the team, but really proud of the team, the way they fought in the last game, especially Elise Villani. I think it is not her natural game to stay in. She stayed in for the team, and the innings she basically played made us, we were able to just defend that because she stayed in till the end, because we were just playing two batters, not playing Gabby Lewis today. So credit to her, the way she anchored the whole innings for us. And of course, young Babette, really chuffed for her, the way she kept the wicket, read the wrong ones. I'm really, really happy for her.
Yeah, it was a terrific performance. You're still alive, so I bet you're now off to cheer for the Spirit very loudly.
Very loudly.
Okay, enjoy that terrific
you.
performance today from you. Thanks to Sana Mir. And terrific win in the end, 30-win victory. The Sapphires stay alive, and that is all from the post-match presentation.
And Team Sapphires indeed still stay alive in this tournament. And as you could see, Barmy Army, Team Spirit and the Falcons already qualify for the semi-final spot, and there's only one spot left to hold, and that is between Team Tornadoes and Team Sapphires. Now let me bring in Mark. Mark, this was such a great performance that we've seen from Team Sapphires, but especially Babette, 5 stumpings, 45 runs was brilliant, right?
It was phenomenal. She had a huge influence on the game. She had a really tough start to the tournament, actually, with the gloves in particular. That partnership she had, we'll go through the stumpings first. I mean, what a partnership that was with Sana, and to take 5 stumpings is just unheard of in cricket, and it's very rare that you see a wicket-keeper get a player of the match performance, and it's just great to see, and you could see the smile on her face at the end. Just brilliant.
And crucial runs also from Elise Villani, getting those 71 runs. That was great from her contribution.
Yeah, Sana touched on it there, that she was going outside of her natural game and just stayed in. We've seen that throughout the tournament. When a player's stayed in there for long enough, they can get going, get the momentum and start building a really, really good score. We've seen players be able to catch up their strike rate, and Villani was just great, able to strike all around the park. See there at times just muscling that, and it's a great shot. And she's played a superb role for the Sapphires team throughout the tournament.
Yeah, and it was great to see Sana Mir come in, you know, leading from the front, getting those 4 wickets, crucial today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Having her leadership there, you could see she had a big influence on the leadership and her style, but watching her go out there and bowl in these leg spinners that we saw last night as well, and taking the wickets of Susie Bates and ANTI-PIRACY, those 2 wickets are huge. ANTI-PIRACY's been in phenomenal touch. It's been absolutely great.
And it's been absolutely great having you join us today. And let's have a quick look at what you can expect on the second half of the games today. And it is match number 13. It's the Tornadoes versus Team Spirit up next. And thank you so much for tuning in for the first game of today. We'll be moving over to the next game, which is match 13, and so we'll see you in a bit.